seconds left. Attackers activating the
and welcome everybody to the stream. I hope you're doing absolutely fantastic. As always, know I am. Tonight's matchup is going to be fairly interesting. It's going to be Surf Esports Academy against Arson Esports. I believe we've casted Arson once this season, but as far as Surf Esports Academy go, they would be considered a new team. But Surf Esports are an interesting beast, let's call them that. Simply put, Surf Esports have two rosters, of course, right? Surf Esports quote-unquote main and Surf Esports Academy, which we're going to be seeing play tonight. Thing is, Surf Esports Academy's current roster is, or was, should I say, the main Surf Esports roster many months ago, a year at this point, I want to say. So that roster ended up disbanding, so the org acquiring a new roster, the new main roster, and now the old players kind of got back together, and they're now playing under the name of the second team up for the Surf Academy team. Arson Esports, we've seen them play before. In fact, they did participate in the first season of our league, so we saw them play for basically an entire season. They sadly didn't make it into the playoffs last time around. They will try their best for damn sure to make this happen this time around. However, they have changed up a lot of their players. Of course, rosters do evolve and some players get dropped, some players leave, some new join in. So, I mean, we know them by name, but in practice, they're more or less a new beast as well. And it looks like Arson Esports' logo has not been updated properly on Mapban. I apologize, as this is not your image, Arson. I am so deeply sorry. It is now updated. There we go. So I should, in theory, only have to update, refresh those pages, and we should have the right images. Okay. So this was it for the brief introduction. Before we can jump into the game, however, I have another announcement to make, and it is with a heavy heart that I'm gonna have to make this one. It is a first for us, but we have found that players in our league were using cheats to cheat. And as such, we are going to have to ban and basically to drop a team in this season's roster assembly, if I can put it that way. To be more specific, I am talking about the Rank Stars team. Let me just pull up the notes here because I have never had to deliver such a speech before, and I wanna make this right. I wanna do this properly and not botch the first time I have to do this kind of presentation. So they may have been slightly suspicious in our last matchup, but I have been unable to determine for sure that there was cheating in our competitions. However, our rules state that you are not allowed to use cheats or to cheat outside of our competitions either. That means if you get caught cheating, boosting, or hacking in ranked, you are going to be flying out the window as far as our competitions are concerned. To be more specific, the player that played under the gamertag Scooey during the last match, I believe his usual gamertag is Nuke. He had 5 accounts or 5 Smurfs that have been banned. I might list them, but that sounds like a redundant specification to give. And Chapa Singing also has 3 accounts in that instance that have been banned. So I believe Scooey had in total something like 12 Smurfs, and out of the 12 accounts he's ever logged into, 5 were banned, which is unfortunate. And Chapa Singing had a bit less accounts total. I don't remember the exact number at the top of my head right now. Could check, but that's besides the point. And so he is also going to be a further confirmation that this team has sanctioned cheaters. Furthermore, the operators or the gamer tags, the Smurfs that have been used for cheating have been shared. So Scooey has 5 and Choppas has 3. The 3 that Choppa Singing has were also used by Scooey. So these gamer tags pop up under both players' names, first and foremost. And second of all, well, we can see that the players that the accounts have been banned simply when you look into our 6 tracker and the stats. The MMR goes down to 2,500 unranked, but has something like 600 kills in the season. The account has been banned, and if even that was not enough, we also have a few people that have reported to us seeing these players, or seeing Choppa, not Choppa singing, rather, but the gamer tag GG Angel, the gamer tag GG Angel cheating. And of course, for example, this right here is an obvious example of GG Angel just flying in the air and killing every attacker in their spawn. So this kind of behavior is going to warrant this team being kicked or banned from our league. Once again, it's the first time I have to make this kind of announcement. I hope I did it correctly. I hope I did it in a professional way, whilst providing enough proof to show without a single doubt that they were abusing the system. Here's another proof. This one is from oh gosh, I believe you guys saw, but it was still on a fairly small screen. GG Angel, once again, same account. This time it's been caught by Scorp. Great streamer. If you speak French, go follow him. And it's fairly obvious here as well, as he is using a speed hack. And look at this, moving way faster than he should, immediately snapping on the opponents, the players in this instance, and not even ADSing. So every team that has lost against them will have this defeat turn into a victory as far as the scoreboard goes. Every team that is yet set to play against them will have a free win and will not have a matchup to play in the given week in that instance. And I believe this is about the extent of what I had to talk about. Without further ado, let's jump into a bit more positive, on a more positive news. There's also a tweet scheduled to be posted at 7:10, so that's in 1 minute my time. But since there's a 3 minutes delay, by the time you hear this, there's already going to be a tweet posted on our Twitter profile explaining what I just said here, and also providing the links if you guys want to see the proofs for yourself. So, with that being said, are you ready for some esports, for some clean, proper esports? Because I, for one, know I am. Okay. Oh, I should probably hide the poll, because then we're going to have like these two things overlapping over each other. Okay. And that was the wrong button. Laugh saying knew it. I gotta say, I mean, as happy that I am that the season has been cleaned up, I hate having to do these kind of announcements, because I hate having to kick anybody out in the first place, right? But then again, I couldn't just ignore that, you know? So, DMing you the map ban links. So, Zug, you are going to get a map ban link. You may recognize Zug as being an admin from the previous season. Full transparency, he is no longer admin since he decided to play in the season this season. Therefore, he has no admin authority. He cannot make any calls as far as the running the season proper goes. And let's DM Savannah the map ban link for the other team, in that instance, Arson Esports. As always, if you guys want to cast your votes, tell us who you think is going to win, you can just type in !vote in chat, and we will display the result of the votes as soon as the map ban itself has been done. Of course, the flags right here at the bottom of the screen for the time being are going to be necessary. Let's also just tell Zug, or Zug is appearing offline. I may have to send it to somebody else then. Let's just send the same link to the second in command over at Surf Esports Academy, just to be on the safe side, you know. So a Buzz is gonna get a link as well. And there you go. They have now received their map ban links. Therefore, it's just a matter of time. Let's wait for for the players to decide which maps they don't want to see. Surf Esports Academy, like I said, haven't seen them play before. I do know a few players just because I am somewhat friendly with them, or somewhat close to them. I'm going to remain neutral and all everything, of course, right? But you do tend to talk to the players you organize competitions for. Arson Esports, I do believe, are somewhat aggressive and their play style. Not overly aggressive, not like rushing heads on at the beginning of the game without droning, boosting Finka, calling Dokubi, phones, all that good stuff. Not in that sense, but they're not passive and methodical in the sense that they're going to wait till the very last seconds, the 20 seconds meta, right? This is not what Arson Esports do. They take their time. They're somewhat typical, but with a higher aggressivity note. With that being said, Psycho asking, how is the game fun if you cheat? I totally get what you mean. I mean, right here, of course, there's a prize money at play. So in that sense, I guess the monetary incentive was there. But then again, if they cheat in ranked, that's something else together, right? What team is Andy on? Ty, I might have to ask you for the Uplay gamer tag. Let's just ask him. The Uplay. I'll need his Uplay to SWER that. THAT. I can't write for shit. Okay. Okay, talking to viewers and to himself, bro, read about his demons. Okay. And so we have had our first bans. I haven't commented on them too much, but Theme Park and Villa will be the first maps that we will not be seeing played. Cafe Dostoyevsky is going to be the first map on which we will actually have a match happening tonight. And then, directly thereafter, Arson Esports will have to pick, Coastline, just as I say this. Okay, right. And I'm always trying to read the chat, but of course with the 3 minutes delay, it's somewhat hard for me to keep to entertain a conversation with you guys. Yeah, so Surf Esports Academy just banned Consulate. That means Arson Esports basically have a choice. They can pick either Clubhouse or Oregon as a third map, should there be an equilibrium overtime situation needed. And we will be playing on Oregon. So now, the last question on everybody's mind is going to be who starts attacking and who starts defending on which map. Is sub LT on? I believe likely on Arson Esports, as this name does. Well, actually, you know what? That's the interesting thing. The players or the team captains can submit a roster on Gilded, and there was an error loading content. Yeah, let's just reload that real quick. And it turns out, whilst the teams are selecting... yeah, he's playing Arson Esports. He's playing for... He is playing for Arson Esports. Awesome. Yes. So, you guys probably saw it. I was busy responding to the chat. Kafidosayevsky will see Surf Esports attacking first. But then on Coastline, they'll attack first as well. Finally, should there be an overtime situation, should there be a tiebreaker situation, rather on Oregon, and I do know this overland map and doesn't show the spawn slide on tiebreaker, which is odd. Surf Esports would defend first, so that this would be like the odd instance. Arson Esports would have the first attack on Oregon, should it come to that. With that being said, I think it would be pretty much time to fire up the game, prepare the lobby, and jump right into it. But in the meantime, or since we do still have a few moments before this happens, I might want to invite you guys to hit !vote in chat and let us know who do you think is going to win. There is the bot. The bot is going to respond to those comments with a voting link, and it looks like nobody has voted so far. So as of yet, the vote is still empty. Uplay has been fired up, but I don't believe the game is starting. Let's just change that right about now. OBS for the replays is good. So yeah, we're going to be inviting the players to the game as soon as possible. And Zug saying, we got moss problems. Give us a second, please. Of course, do take your time. So yeah, chat, who do you think is going to win and how or why? I am quite interested to see, as both these teams, like I said multiple times by now, are more or less unknown to me personally. Usually I have a co-host to bounce ideas off of and to keep a conversation going, but he had to cancel last minute, which happens, right? It's fine. I'm not bashing or blaming him, but it does put me in a slightly awkward situation. In the meantime, I could ask Arson Esports. Arson, what Uplay should I invite? Yeah, the game's starting up. Give it half a sec. And there we go. Also, this matchup is the last game for the third week. So directly after this, we're going to be good to go as far as setting up and seeding the bracket for round number 4 is concerned. Actually, to be more specific, Group B already has their bracket seeded as they have finished all of their matches, which is the odd situation. Usually, there's going to be 1 or 2 matches that happen over the weekend, and this, of course, delays us as far as preparing the next week goes. Ergo, the players will have a bit more time to schedule their matches, as by default, if they can't get a consensus going, half of their matches will be on Monday. So having a bit more free time to schedule that before the deadline happens is always a welcome addition, I believe, as far as my understanding goes. Awesome. So, what should I invite? Because we're basically good to go at this point. 1 frame, there we go. And matchmaking, yes. A buzz.surf is gonna get an invite. And on the other hand, Arnexy. No, I don't have Arnexy. K-Money maybe? No. Sub, neither. Okay, so there's gonna have... Sorry, I have another admin kind of poking me, but everything, or the reason I was poking him or asking him help for, does not seem to be actually happening. So I think that's going to be a good, that's going to be good. Oh, yes, of course. People saying Arson is going to win. Well, let's see if they manage to take the W. There we go. Okay. Laugh saying Cuckoo Alvine. Have they responded? Maybe not. Oh, and they're typing. Awesome. 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 So if Abaz isn't going to join, let me maybe... Is Nayu playing tonight? Yes, he is. Oh, and King Blue is going to get an invite. Okay, King Blue. Ah, that's the gamer tag I had in my friends list. That's the one. And I see you guys are starting to vote. Let's see what it is looking like right now. If I... Wait. Is this the red poll? Gosh darn. I may have to update that command. How was that not already updated? There we go. Because that link seems to be broken. No, but it's not broken. It's like working somehow. And yet, wait, let me show the results. So you're rooting for Arson 701. Let me just add this like manually while the players are joining in. Right here, Surf has 1, Arson 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, and update. There we go. And there we have it. Awesome, 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 awesome. And has this not been updated? Do I need to? Odd. Weird, weird, weird. I'm getting DM'd on Discord left and right. Few of these things I have to ignore, but as always, if somebody is talking to me as a referee, I have to respond and I have to be there. So this is why I'm always looking left and right. I'm always getting distracted. Sorry about that. It's just the nature of the beast. So we do have some members of both teams already joining in. That is awesome. As you know, as soon as the rest of the teams join in, we are going to be good to go. As a reminder, I'm going to say this to the players in game chat before we start the game, of course, but Echo, as of yet, is still soft banned. So that means there's a bug, there's a glitch in the game that basically breaks Echo. Ergo, we can't allow him to be played. Which kind of does have some ramifications, because if you were to ban, for example, and during the ban phase at the beginning of the game, Maestro and Smoke, let's just hypothesize that this is going to happen. Rarely does, but let's just bear with me for a second. then the defending team, whichever one it happens to be, in that instance, Arson Esports will defend first. That team would have next to no plant denial capabilities. And that can be a game changer, to be honest. I mean, of course, that disadvantage would then come on Surf Esports as soon as they get the defensive side. But I still wanted to mention this. And we're hitting the characters limit. Let me just put in Surf Esports. That's going to be good enough. Arson Esports. There we go. And the people are joining in. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Arson
What's
got
up,
this
y'all?
easy W. Hey, Kimoni, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well myself. I don't know if you saw the announcement I made at the beginning of the stream.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Oh no, by the way, Hans, I reviewed the footage, and he actually killed me. He actually killed me before, he actually shot the first bullet before 2 seconds. So yeah, there's that.
Oh, well. You lost that game, right? So you're gonna get a W.
Oh no, I don't care what.
Well, you're still
outcome
gonna
the
get
game
it.
was.
Sublive, can you
I
invite me?
have a question about the rules. All right.
Go ahead, yes.
Does the rule impact when you kill someone or when the first bullet is shot at someone?
When you kill them.
So I can shoot them all I want. I just can't kill them before 2 seconds.
Yeah, correct. And
That's fucking bullshit. This game is stupid, bro.
because, I mean, for example, if a novice player was to start shooting at spawn but not hitting anything, the results would be the same, right?
I
As
mean,
if you
yeah.
shoot in the first place.
I don't know. I just think there's no fucking reason for a rule like that. If you can fucking shoot HP, then for the round.
Okay, so what you mean is like basically injuring or, you know, chipping away at their health before they can actually respond. I get what you mean. Okay, so here, I of course cannot change the rules mid-season because then some players would play with one subset of rules and the others would have to play by a different set of rules. But I can review this for the next season.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not saying. I just think like hey, I think the rules kind of like busted,
We'll take this into consideration. Thank you for your feedback. Let me just ask you, like, Surf Esports are still missing one player. Arson, you're missing two. Are those people joining in shortly? And as I say this.
Yes.
Awesome. So, yeah. Sublive saying, Mr. Casterman, can you invite me? If you're a player, they should be able to, your teammates should be able to invite you in the first place. Let's keep another eye on the results. Still 7-1. Okay. Yeah, because I think I believe this very link is broken. Like, it's the first time it happens to me, but I believe this link is broken, so I have to like enter the things manually into the overlay. Yeah. So. K-Money's here.
All right, I'm back.
Awesome. Welcome back.
Thanks. My game crashed. On way to 5th right now.
Oh. Oh my god, I just read one gamer tag at the bottom left, Surf Esports. You guys can probably not see it, especially if you're on a phone, but I am the trash can. Is a gamer tag I may have to pronounce once or twice, considering that players.
Hey, what it do, Mr. Caster, man?
Hey, Sub, how you doing? So,
I'm doing great.
oh, and as I was gonna ask if you were ready to go, somebody leaves.
How
We're
ready to go. Baba
Welcome
boo,
back, son.
baba booey.
Oh my god, that's the return of
Let's
the
fucking
Ababui.
go, Mr. Caster, man, in the building. About to do some great casting.
Well, thank you very much. I will thank you for
Yes.
the trust you place in me.
Casper and me.
Yes.
Hands, I missed you.
Baba
I miss you
booey.
too, man. Okay, please don't shout in the mic though.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
needs
sorry,
good stream quality.
Yeah, sorry, Stocky's a little sped.
Okay, I'm gonna
Yeah, my
authorize
left
this.
eye is actually glued shut permanently.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that not gonna impede
Fucking
your
lying,
performances?
don't fucking believe him. He's fucking
Gotcha.
lying.
Sorry, what'd you say?
I was asking like if that was going to impede your performances in game or something.
I've been playing
his,
with this since birth.
His extra chromosome is gonna add up in the performance.
Wow. Awesome. So Cap Jojo is back. So are you guys ready to go? Also, are your mosses running? And we've seen tonight
Yes.
how important it is to run them. Awesome. So I'm just gonna make sure. I believe Arson Esports said they're ready. Surf Esports. What about you guys? Are you ready to go? And are your mosses running?
Yeah, like 2 of them are turning their mouse on.
Okay, gotcha.
Give me 1 second.
Perfect. Let me know when you're ready. But Surf Esports, still have to hear from you. Are you ready to go? Maybe, possibly not. Surf Esports, est-ce que vous êtes prêts à commencer?
Nous sommes prêts.
Awesome. Yeah, so turns out Surf are ready. So Arson, let me know when your two remaining players have started their moss, and then we're gonna be good to go.
Okay, bet.
Thank you very much. Shalty says, do a R7 III can stream without a lag? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Oh, wait, that's a Radeon, not a... No, it's a Ryzen.
Anne, c'est-tu là?
Yep.
Echo, es-tu toujours banni?
Wait, yeah, Echo is still soft banned, by the way.
Alright.
So, up to Arson Esports. If I was to try to read chat and to see what you guys are saying right now, if one of them not members cannot join, can I autofill? So, King, thing is, if you're not registered in the game, in the team settings, you can't. But, I mean, for
We're
example,
just
Arson
waiting on
Esports-
sub real quick.
Yeah, that's fine. I believe they have something like 10 players on the roster, so they can bring whichever combination of those players they want. Let me just make sure the exact number is 15. They have 15 players on the roster, so they can bring to the table whichever ones they choose, as long as they're bringing registered players. That means if, I don't know, say Zood right here, if his internet was to explode and the PC was to melt spontaneously, assuming you're on the roster, you could just sub in for him as long as the game hasn't yet started. So that's the way things are gonna go right now. Psycho, what the hell? My Arson boy about to bring the smoke. Go Kimuni, go Casterman. King, thank you for the support. Kimuni, the real god though, major W. Yeah, as I can see right now and on the vote, in the chat as well, you guys are absolutely rooting for Arson Esports. So does that message in game chat mean you're ready to go? I didn't quite understand what you were saying, Zood. So Sav is good to go? Wait, what?
No. Sorry.
I'm just trying to understand, and sometimes I have a hard time because I'm out of context. Have you ever?
Yeah,
had
I'll let you
anything-
know if he's ready. Don't listen to
Awesome.
this Zood guy.
Gotcha. Thank you very much.
All right, Hans, we're good, bro. I got it. We're good.
Awesome. All right. Well, you know the drill.
Yeah, we're
Good luck. Good luck.
Baba Booey.
Have fun.
Okay.
Baba Booey. And may the best team win.
Baba Booey, what?
And without further ado, let's jump right into it. Kafidisievsky, first map of the night. Let me just turn this down since the players are no longer going to be talking to us. This and that. And yeah, our operator bans. Our operator bans are going to be decided by Arson Esports first, as they are defending, and you know that's the way the game works, right? On Kafidosievsky, you could suppose a Thatcher, Ace, Hibana might get banned, but Montaigne will actually fly out the window. That is an interesting choice in the sense that not every team is going to have a Montaigne player, just unlike, for example, a Hard Breacher. And they're asking me something. Yes. Mr. Castleman. Yeah, do you guys have a question for me, or... oh, my name is Teasy. Gotcha. I am the trash saying my name is Teasy for the stream. So, we were talking about Thatcher. Thatcher is going to be the second ban of the night. And can you speak French real quick? Oui, bien sûr. French, c'est ma première langue. It's my first language. But I will be sticking in English tonight, as half of the players only speak English. And I will, be as inclusive as possible by covering the event in a language that you guys can understand. And a ban wave is happening. Melusi will fly out the window, and there we go. Yeah, that's quite an elongated ban wave. Okay. This one's for the G's, Kimuni. Kimuni, you definitely do have some great confidence in you, yourself, and your teammates. Let's see how well placed that confidence is. Of course, both teams will make their will try their damn best to win the match here. The first defense is going to be a bar and cocktails hold. I mean, it is nothing too surprising. It has nothing surprising at this point, right? There is no other bomb site that you would expect the first defense to be, except like when you have a team that tries to play the bait or to play the disinformation card. If you were to defend as a first bomb site an unexpected angle, then the advantage of surprise could actually overcome the disadvantage you're choosing to be at by picking an op bomb site. That is item number one on the list of things I wanted to point out. And item number two, like the other possible exception to what I was assessing a few minutes ago, is that some teams will truly prefer to defend elsewhere. I mean, attackers really only do have to adapt to the defenders, right? But the defenders really get to set the playstyle or to set the ambiance for the game, right? And that's the thing. If you have really good strats on a weaker bomb site, it's still better than having poor strats on a quote-unquote stronger bomb site, if you get my drift. So, all that is just hypothetical, because of course Arson Esports did the predictable move because they first did the strong move, in my personal opinion.
The attacker's bomb diffuser has been dropped.
There is not, as far as I can tell, except for, oh no, Sub and Kimoni are roaming. That is something I did not entirely expect. But is it going to be a pertinent move? Maybe not. I mean, of course, if somebody for Surf Esports was supposed to run up the white stairs, the roamers could have, intercepted that hypothetical rusher. But everybody, for the time being, seems to be sitting on the roof. Right here, there is Hex trying to destroy the castle barricade. Sorry, the Cade Electro Claw. It is gonna work. The electricity is no more. So in my mind, it's just a matter of moments before, for example, Ace right here, the silver, is going to open up the wall. Stocky might be receiving some pressure as a result of that, but that yet has to happen, of course. Surf Esports won't be able to fire onto him before without dropping down. And right here, he saw Sledge drop down. He knows exactly where he is trying to get the kill. But no, that's going to be Zood who gets it first. So right here, it looks like Modzy is playing quite aggressive. He was able to inflict some damage on Sledge beforehand, through the hatch before he actually dropped down. And that's now going to be Sub getting another kill through the red hatch. It seems like we're off to a rough start for Arson Esports. The silver right here holding the angle knows very well what happened to his teammates before him. He does not want to fall prey to the same trick. Oh, and Hex right here had almost a poor timing, but he is going to make it out of there alive. I want to say barely, not because he's down to a very low amount of health, but because the bullet was extremely close to his face, way too close to be comfortable. So they have to make something happen. There's only 1 minute left on the counter, and they haven't done much at all, right? they took control of top red stairs, and even that control is flimsy at best. As you can see right here, Hex just died, and you know, Zud is feeling comfortable enough to actually peek in. He's not gonna get the kill, Stocky does, but still, this Silver, last player alive in a 1v5 situation, 44 seconds on the clock, has the fuser, has all of his health, and that is not gonna be a flawless round for Arson Esports. Still, a 1v4 is still plenty intimidating, right? For example, dropping down from a 1v3 against a 1v2 or 2 and 1v2 might be a bit of, you know, light at the end of the tunnel, might be giving them hope, but that one kill was just not enough to bring back their spirits. And right there, Zood is going to be firing on him, but no, Stocky actually gets the kill. Nicely done. And yeah, he was caught in a crossfire, that is for damn sure. If Stocky if Stocky did not get that kill, Zood probably would have. So there is going to be a replay session just as soon as OBS stops freezing up on me, and I don't know why it freezes, but I mean, at the end of the day, it really was a one-sided murder fest. There's no other way to present it, to be honest. Arson Esports were holding their angles, and unfortunately for them, Surf Esports were unable to make anything give in, you know? So that's the situation for round number 1. And if the trend continues, of course, this is going to be an extremely rough session for Surf Esports. So the only thing that I can hope for them, because Arson, if they do the same thing, they can reasonably expect to yield the same results. Therefore, the blue team really has to step up their game, and by doing so, with a bit of luck, they're going to be able to figure out how Arson ticks, how they play, how to counteract them, but that is not certain for them. That's not exactly certain. Yeah, shouldn't have started on that sentence, but there you go. Round number 2, and a good sip of water always is interesting. Le joueur à la date de finale est décidé. J'étais ping sur cast. Oh, Zuzok, thank you very much for that. So, and Zuzok asking who's Alvine. Alvine could explain why I gave him moderator powers if he wants to. But yeah, he's a player, so he's only just like here to make sure people don't abuse the chat and everything, because I do have to keep an eye on the casting side of things. Therefore, my attention as far as moderating the game goes is not, you know, going to be up to 100%. Zood, right here, is holding on to the garage area as much as he can. And admittedly, Surf Esports are entering from that angle, and there's a lot of guns pointed to that doorway. So if Zood wants to push in, he is likely going to be facing an uphill battle. But it's one he may very well have to try to win, and that's not going to be looking good. Because, of course, the Silver here, playing with Thermite, will likely try to open up that reinforced wall. And right there, if the electricity was still here, I am trash can. Oh, I forgot who he said he was, because he told me. He told me, and I just completely forgot. Right here, there's a Zofia attempting something. The Silver is receiving a lot of electricity, or of taser, should I say. But it's just not going to kill him. King Blue getting 1, getting 2. Almost getting a 3rd. Has to turn around, but he is pinched bad. Crab is going to fall down. That was Stockley's fire, I believe, and that was a flurry of kills. It looks like Surf Esports, they did manage to get the initial upper hand because they pushed in through the garage area, so they made sure to have a numerical, or the advantage of firepower. 2 lone roamers peeking one after the other in a 1v5 situation. That is not going to go too well for those roamers. But as soon as they started to spread themselves a bit thinner, as soon as they started to push through the opening, through the main door, was there even an IQ trying to flank through bakery, I want to say. All of that in total made it so that Surf Esports just weren't able to win their firefights when they lost I want to say the count of where people are, what is happening, what are people doing, what weaknesses are the defenders displaying, because that numerical advantage should not have been lost the way it was, you know. But it was only for one very round. Of course, Arson Esports, after having lost their round, are likely to go there again. And let's check. No, they are not going to be here. Chad is saying, je viens de te dire, je suis né. Yes, sir. Let's go, K-Winnie. Go stupid. Go stupid. That's not nice. K-Winnie about to drop 5 aces. Let's see. So K-Winnie right here. Oh, he is not exactly bottom fragging. I see you guys really root for him. Oh, and I'm dumb. No, Arson Esports actually won, which is why they couldn't go there again. My bad. Yeah, when you do everything on your own, sometimes your brain gets overloaded. Sub is going to be playing with Valkyrie. And there we go. That's going to be the placement of one black eye camera. He still has two, and at this point, if he has, you know, still one in the back pocket, well, two in that very instance, he might be keeping one to toss it outside. Would have been my impressions a few moments ago, but he is really not running towards any kind of window whatsoever, so he maybe just was a bit slow at tossing them out. Surf Esports are still bringing a very similar composition to the table, a fairly flexible and useful strategy, or composition should I say, but hardly specialized, right? If you had a specific line in mind, you probably wouldn't have 3 flex operators. I'm referring to Abuz, Hex, and Crab Jojo here. But for the time being, we are going to have a few roamers anchoring at the top floor. So there is going to be Stocky right here, and Cigar Lounge gets thrown out. But of course, I mean, the gig was never going to last for too long. Thing is, the UMP45 is not exactly the best gun ever, right? It's fairly low rate of fire. Recoil is manageable, but on a high level of play, it doesn't matter. Every gun is going to have a manageable recoil. Abaz is that's going to get the first kill. Kimony Zud Sub is at the top floor. Somebody, no, Kimony was up here, and he has since just gone back down. And that was another pretty hefty ban wave. At this point, I would be somewhat worried if I was Arson Esports. They only lost a player. It's not a major deficit, though Kimony's in a firefight. He is going to win his firefight, though. It's a top floor control that could become a bit annoying here. Of course, we're not defending reading room proper, so Sludge destroying everything on the bar area would not make too much of a dent in the defensive setup, but it has the potential to cut off any kind of rotations. And that is the real problem. It looks like we're going to be playing on the hatch. Crab can probably find 1 or 2 pieces of utility through the ceiling, through the floor, but he is likely not going to play. Well, of course, he is visibly not going to play this way. Abuz thus playing verticality the way I expected him to. But for the time being, the results yet have to happen. And here, that's an interesting play by Zud. Abuz is extremely low on health. Almost shot at his teammate. That just shows how disorganized they are. And that could be another double kill. But no, he's going to get refragged real quick by the Silver. 2v3 situation. Jojo extremely low on health. Oh, he just breaks off the engagement at the wrong time. But he does so because he realized there was an active threat lurking about. Wasn't able to neutralize it though. So, that fire alarm may have to get destroyed pretty quickly because it told the defenders where Crab was, and of course low on health as he was, any kind of disadvantage is undesired. Thus, Arson Esports are going to win yet another round, and that's round number 3. Ergo, they have won a round on every single one of their bomb site, primary, secondary, and tertiary, which basically means that asking the same thing of them a second time around would not be entirely unreasonable. And therefore, I deem it as reasonably likely that we could be facing a 60-0 scoreline for by the time the half-point no-stop mark hits. But that has to happen. Thing is, Surf Esports, on paper, should have to try to, you know, figure out how their opponents play, how to counteract that play style. But they've had, at this point, 3 rounds to figure out, to drone, to think, to counter-strat Arson Esports, if I was to use a broad term. But day in, day out, they just failed to do so, and they just failed to gather any kind of results whatsoever, which is unfortunate for the Surf Esports supporters. And of course, it's going to be welcome news for any kind of Arson Esports fans. So it looks like their strategy is hinges around destroying all of these bottles and placing demons there. Okay, Zud, are you... I don't want to say trolling, because of course he's not messing with Surf by destroying wine bottles, but I mean, still, if it kind of seems to be the first hints that Arson are becoming really comfortable with confident with their chances of winning the round or winning the map, which is why they might maybe be taking this a bit less seriously. And I gotta say, the Evil Eye is going to get destroyed as soon as Abuz drops down the hatch, because of course the sledgehammer is going to smash, except if Hex gets to it first, because he of course can destroy it remotely. Last piece of utility being planted just as the attackers are gonna find their way onto the roof. But my question would be regarding, yeah, exactly, the updates, you know, as far as their attacks are concerned, because not everybody is going to find their way on the roof this time around. It looks like there's going to be Hex walking up the stairs as soon as he's sure, as soon as the drone is sure that nobody is roaming. But that drone is not going to be able to give such guarantees. Therefore, well, that's caused by Kimoni's presence and his roaming playstyle. Gotta say, Kimoni playing with Jaeger, his kit is not actively going to help him roaming, right? He's no Pulse, he's no Kavera, no Vigil, or even a Motzi. But game sense and a good gun do go a long way. At the far end of that corridor, there was Hex, who kind of seems to feel like he's copied into angles, actively expecting a threat to walk down those stairs. And of course, we can see right here, nobody is lurking by the pillars area. Oh no, there is Zud. Okay, so he's droning, but he's using the cams, but the drone just spotted him. Yeah, Hex now knows he's kind of caught in between a rock and a hard place. Kimoni is on the one side, playing quite passive, but still moving around. And Zud, you know, that drone definitely seen him. Zud basically above Hex. That floor is hard, so there's no way for him to, you know, just wallbang him through the floor. But his general proximity to Hex is still going to be a major problem. Kimoni has been put down, and there we have it. Will Zud try to go for a refrag? No, he's just going to cancel that firefight and to run away. I gotta say, at the end of the day, roamers are meant to play for time, so him doing that is probably a good idea. It looks like Sub actually tried to play the roaming game. A smoke shouldn't be the first one to die, or should be on the first front lines, in my opinion, personally. Right here, he tries to flank on red stairs. That is not gonna work out too great. Sub falling down at the same time as well. At this point, I would say Surf Esports do have a strong chance of winning, but in that pre-fire, or that wasn't exactly a pre-fire, still is going to get the kill. King Blue, in a 1v4 situation, if somebody can get it, it is going to be him, of course, right? The Alda, 70 bullet mag, heavy rate of fire, heavy hitting gun, all that good stuff put together can be pretty good. Right there, diffuser has been planted. So there's somebody right there. He is going to hit him, but not get the kill. Oh, no! I mean, I was seeing the clutch almost happen there. Gets the kill on A-Buzz. Supposed to also get the kill on the guy that planted the diffuser. Not exactly sure who that was on top of my head real quick. But that would have left him in a 1v1 situation, which we, at the end of the day, are not going to see. So, nice try. Better luck next time is all I got to say. Also, Surf Esports just got their first point. That also has to be some piece of good news for the blue team supporters. Bricked up right now. NGL be looking like the Cali fires. Okay, I gotta say, is it too soon to joke about the California fires though? So sad to put. I'm gonna have to take a look at that. That link later on. Oh, okay, it's just that's that GIF. Gotcha. Yep. So the 6-0, you know, scoreline for the halftime mark that I was not exactly predicting, but pointing out was still possible. No longer is. At best, Arson Esports can get a you know, 5-1 split, which still would not be too bad. I do gotta say, this map is defense. I had never realized that those women were actually nude. No, I don't really look at the ceiling in that part of the map in BO3, to be honest.
10 seconds left.
So, thing is, Surf Esports are now going to have to attack again on a bomb site, which they just successfully attacked. And I gotta say, it likely would put them at a bit of a disadvantage, because if they do the same thing they did last round, well, Arson Esports likely will adapt to that particular strategy. Think about Stocky and Sub being right here, ready to cut off anybody who wants to come in through the garage right here. But a similar playstyle is still going to be deployed. It's just that the initial insertion point will be slightly different, just to mix things up and to deny Arson's, you know, adaptability to have an impact on the game. Or that's like the thinking, at least. Everything can still go both ways by the time the firefights actually happen, you know. So, Buzz, oh, we're not. There's 4 players right here. Real quick. There's not even a single one playing on the roof. Okay, a Buzz is going up. So Hex is right here, but there's the silhouette. I believe it is Sub at the far end of that corridor. He is going to get drowned, and he's going to fire up the drone. So if the drone was blind, it now knows he's there. Hex turning around, playing a bit of a risky playstyle right there. Oh, and that is going to be Sub inflicting some damage on his opponent. And he is not going to get the kill. Poor Vigil is going to get fleshed out. Though, admittedly, I mean, if you add up the amount of damage I am Trash Can, I'm the Trash Can and Hex, and the amount of damage Trash and Hex did receive from Sub, it probably, you know, balances itself out. Just since the attackers are splitting their damage between two players, both players are still up. Unlike the Silver, who just died to, I want to say, Zud. And Zud right here at the top of the stairs is playing a bit of a risky playstyle because, of course, the wallbang game can go both ways. But for the time being, looks like Crab is going to be attempting, trying his luck. Zud is going to fall back. You know, you don't want to push your luck too hard. So, flushing out a roamer, but that was not enough. You know, in the great scheme of things, Surf Esports aren't going to walk up the stairs at that rate before the timer runs out, so they are going with Plan B. Full-blown rotation is what we're seeing right now. Trash Can was on the windows for a few moments. He is now on the roof. Okay, when he just got the kill on a Buzz. Hex still looking for those roamers, but it looks like Zud is gonna find him before the opposite happens, actually, because he is moving. No, but he's looking at the mezzanine. Turns around at the right time. I gotta give him that. But still, he was somewhat unaware of his enemy's position, and that could also be a dangerous play style to have, especially static as he was. King Blue is gonna get that kill, and Arson Esports will win round number 5. There you have it. And another ban wave actually happening. That's like the third tonight in 6 rounds. That's gonna be an active night at the Ubisoft headquarters. Yeah, right here you can see that Sub did inflict a lot of damage. Was unable to secure a kill. Missed a few frags, and right here Zud was out of context entirely, but Hex really was just not responsive or not reacting at all, because he should have gotten that kill 2 or 3 times over. Can you make the stream when you yeah, King, I mean, I'm trying to remain like PG-13 and all that good stuff. I mean, there are guns, there is gore, but yeah, that's the first time I did notice that painting. Bar cocktail. So that last sequence was a bar, and Arson Esports won it thanks to killing the enemy. Gotta keep that log clean, you know.
Attackers have discovered the location of a bomb.
On the stream, but we can't cuss. Oh gosh, you guys get what I'm saying, right? Let me rephrase that. The Pokemon anime is 12 years plus, I believe. There is violence, cartoony violence, but violence nonetheless. But there's no cussing. There you have it. That be our logic tonight. No, but I mean, for real, we're goofing in chat. I'm goofing with you, but you get what I mean, right? And yeah, this is going to be the last round before the role swap. Arson couldn't go to the top floor because they just won there, so Kitchen is going to be the next best thing. No surprises there whatsoever. Zud is playing a really interesting playstyle. Bullet holes it is going to be, but he's going to have to find the specific angle as the attackers are basically coming in. He does not see the drone coming though. That could be a bit of a problem, but he's staring directly at 4 silhouettes without even realizing it. But that's the thing. The drone saw the feet, and a Buzz from behind was able to secure a basically free kill. Stocky was right here. He could have gotten a few frags if he was to play aggressive, but he does not. And right here, as you can see, Surf Esports are going to be the uncontested masters of the VIP corridor. And right here, Sub getting a lot of damage dealt to him. Was that a grenade rolling through the hatch? It might very well be. But yeah, a Buzz is out of nades, so that figures. Ace is trying to open up the wall, but bandit tricksing is a thing, so there you have it. A lot of things are happening at once. But for the time being, even though we managed to open up the wall, nobody is going to push in. Nobody's going to push through, right? The defenses are still going very strong for Arson Esports. And Stocky roaming might actually be a great threat. But it looks like Abuz is actually aware of that. And Stocky received a lot more damage than he himself dealt. But that rotation was just careless at best. Right here, however, Seb, or Hex rather, was managed to get a refrag. And he's going to make it turn out into a double kill. Surf are once again in the lead, or they are now once again in the driver's seat. King Blue kind of not exactly backs against the wall, but there's the main door to the right, the opening in the reinforced wall to the left. He is basically caught between two angles if Surf Esports decide to push him in a coordinated fashion. Therefore, Kimberly could basically be the linchpin in that defense, you know, the ace that could really help him out. But he yet has to cut off the angle to deny any kind of access to the main door that would allow King Blue to turn the entirety of his attention to the left side. We are cooking a nade. A flash, a smoke grenade. Okay, because I was going to mention that Sledge is out of frag grenades, so that was at best a flash. King Blue right here getting a kill, looking for another one, playing aggressive, playing risky, and that is going to be his end. But the silver has been put down. Technically, in a 1v1 situation, Hex could bring this back up to a 2v1. Oh, and K-Money with the Evil Eye cameras could even be a huge pain.
Attackers recovered the diffuser.
Thatcher saw him though. They're reviving. So yeah, we are going to be witnessing a 2v1 situation. Wallbangs, attempted at the very least, are not going to connect. And he is just playing by instinct at this point, right? Exposing himself to one only angle, pre-firing, but we're planting, so Hex is no longer going to attempt it, right? He still has one flash grenade. Kimney using the Evil Eye. Too little, too late. Should have been on the cameras while they were planting, because Silver got revived, right? He was down to 20 hit points. So yeah, that is a bit of a problem. Timing and game sense not being entirely present in that instance. But to the hard left, there is going to be the Silver, and he was not aware of that. Surf Esports are going to win round number 6. And I gotta say, even though the beginning of the game was extremely rough for the Silver and for his teammates, the major point I want to underline is that this map does tend to be defense-sided. So all things considered, if you have a 4-2 split, I do personally believe that it would indicate that teams are somewhat balanced. I really do feel like Surf Esports are struggling with their firefights, really more so than Arson Esports. So, how do they manage to win two rounds, you may ask? Well, on the one hand, a few mistakes on Arson Esports by the first point they lost. That was on round number 4, Bar Cocktail. But that last round was just that they played really well. Their timing and their game sense was just on point, right? Hex taking the risk to revive the Silver and then using that to plant. The Silver should have gotten the plant down if Kimoni was playing on the Evil Eyes, which he unfortunately didn't. And I gotta say, how come nobody was telling Kimoni that, hey, you should use the Evil Eyes, he's planting, you got an easy kill, that's the guy I downed earlier.
Approaching a kill zone.
So if I was just to give you a huge personal piece of advice, when you're dead, make sure to not look at your teammates, but look at the cameras, because you know it was just the matter of the players wanting to see what happens, because sitting on cams is a boring and uneventful playstyle, but it's still necessary, you know.
5 seconds remaining.
God, I need water tonight. I don't know. Sometimes I get really thirsty by just only talking for 2 rounds, and other times I can make an entire match, entire map without having to reach for the water bottle. Are you bricked up right now? Well, I'm pumped. This round right here, Arson Esports are attacking. A first kill could happen really early. Kimoni taking a risk, exposing himself this early into the round, but it is going to pay. Nobody died, so you can't say that it is a big victory for Kimoni. Still, Crab Jojo being low on health and Kimoni having received no fire whatsoever in return is still going to count as a win in my book. As far as I can tell, nobody is holding on to Piano. That means that the attackers should be able to hard breach that well pretty easily. You know, it is always a bit of a risk to drop down, but of course, King Blue is going to have adequate cover fire. Kimoni already here on the new mezzanine sub on the on the second floor, just making sure no roamers are out and about. And Kimoni could legitimately plant right now if he had diffuser. It would be extremely risky, but you know, cover fire plus smokes could truly get the trick done. I'm saying that to underline the fact that Surf Esports are not reacting accordingly, or their reactions are just lacking in some parts. They get the kill, but you know, Kimoni was being stagnant. If he didn't know where to peek, he was in an extremely vulnerable situation. I do hear a nitro cell being prepared, but is that a Buzz's nitro cell? Might be, but he's gonna rotate out. Actually, there's somebody else pushing in right here. Zood is trying to... that wall bang! Good job. Subred there's gonna get killed, but Crab also gets one, keeping the scores or the manpower basically tied. Looks like Zood is pushing in, but he just pushes in into the unknown, and that is going to cost him dearly. There you have it. Surf Esports winning round number 7. Right here. The wall bangs. The wall bangs just won the game at this point. So, you know, this is more or less what I was talking about when I said this map is heavily defense-sided. So seeing if a 4-2 split might be intimidating, but it's not too surprising to see Surf Esports just win their rounds back. They only won the one so far, but assuming this is the beginning of a trend, this map could very well go into overtime.
Attackers have recovered their
It
diffuser.
very well could.
Attackers have dropped the bomb diffuser.
So. Those are the replays. I'm not mentioning them too much because I'm doing so many things at once. But right here, I mean, he took so great a risk to set foot on OBJ. Should have drowned. Well, what Zood did right here, right? Don't put yourself in between 3 different defenders. Don't put yourself at the cross angle of 3 different lines of fire. And try to isolate them and to flush them out one by one. For example, push into piano and then flushing out bathroom. This way you can push in from cigar shop, mezzanine, bathroom, top of white stairs, skylight, maybe somebody repels on the window by the bar area. And you can pinch the defenders hard. This is not exactly the way Stocky played it last round, and that ended up costing him. But it was just the one round, right? The same thing I said about Surf Esports when they were attacking holds true for Arson. They are at liberties. I mean, they entirely can allow themselves to lose a few rounds, but in the process figure out how Surf Esports defense, what their weaknesses are, and how to counteract those weaknesses. And that's the 4th ban wave. Wow. Gotta mention them. Yeah, it looks like the garage area is going to be lightly defended. Actually, not defended at all. So K-Money opening up right here. Or was it somebody else with the explosive charge? No. It was K-Money. This is going to be an obvious in the initial point of insertion into the building. Stocky here, West Main Street. So basically, he will come in through either code check or the left side there, where Zood is. It looks like it's going to be the big window there. Okay. Once again, no roamer to be reported, so they're going to drone to make their due diligence. They're going to make their due diligence. Is it how you say it? Words are hard. But I mean, once again, no roamers to be found, and that's exactly what happens. K-Money is knocking on OBJ door and has nothing basically. And there was nothing that stood in their way except Zood, and you know, potatoing on the POVs here. Zood saying uninstall. Zood, please remain respectful. Please remain respectful. One and only warning. There we have it. As I say this though, flurry of kills. That's just a flurry of kills, and Zood legitimately got a 4K. There you have it. There you have it. And the last frag was a frag grenade, I believe. But like I said, losing the one round in order to learn how your opponents play to then counteract that play style, absolutely viable.
A bomb has been located.
Zed saying, I meant to say uninstall. Uninstall your cheats because my flickings are so good.
A bomb has been located.
I mean, to be honest, it's hard to know what you
Defenders,
mean
protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
I'm not sure how to convey what the idea I want to tell him. As a broad statement, any kind of toxicity is strictly forbidden. Just be careful, please. So yeah, I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt here that he didn't actually mean an install as in you're bad and you should quit the game. But then again, I mean, from our perspective, right? because I dosed myself to his. So, like, I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt, okay? But the only thing I want to say is be cautious, as we have a very low tolerance level as far as toxicity is concerned, and you guys seem like nice people, so please just be sure to hold yourself to that moral level, please. I want to say I love Black Ice Silver. What the hell? I mean, you're actively getting drowned, so typing in chat might not be the best thing to do, but hey, why not? So, Kilmany, with the drone, with the Lion drone ping, he is feeling pretty confident in pushing in, right? You wouldn't be this aggressive if you hadn't droned out before, or if you didn't have a drone to follow you. Sub right here trying something that doesn't work out too great, but right here it looks like Abuzz is hearing that silhouette. Is it Stocky? Yeah, it is Stocky, and Stocky, he definitely did not drone on the first floor. Right here, Hex is going to get a nice kill. Sub looking for a refrag, but oh, the timing is just not going to be on his side. He's now low on bullets. Going to have to either reload or swap guns, but I believe Hex has pushed forward. Yeah, he did, but Zud then gets the kill. That Evil Eye is going to be problematic at best. He is very low on health, and that's a situation he cannot afford to live yet again. Right, that Evil Eye right here is going to absolutely see him, and he doesn't really have a way of destroying them. Yeah. Oh, that is just. Is it out of? No, okay, he got it. That's gonna get destroyed. Does it? No, it is still up. Oh, Crab is gonna get the kill with the Evil Eye. So yeah, Zod, you're really gonna have to work on your angle. That is Rainbow Six for you, I gotta say. But at this point, though, it looks like we are going to go for a rotation. Looking at, Ash exiting the building. King Blue, if he wants to keep on pushing, he is going to be the lone attacker. And that rotation almost did the kill. And I want to say it was Abuzz. Yeah, Abuzz. But at the end of the day, it was not to be. That Evil Eye. And the flick shots here for King Blue were just lacking. He should have gotten that Evil Eye destroyed, I gotta say. Right here, however, Ash Zud is watching a nifty angle. Should Abuzz peek in any more aggressively, it's going to be the end of him. But at the end of the day, is that going to be enough in the sense that there's like 37 seconds remaining on the clock, and we have yet to begin to mount a push on OBJ itself. The attackers are next to it, granted, but they have a severe numerical disadvantage. Now, King Blue, low on life, low on bullets, low on time, low on everything, has diffuser, but that's the only news or good news he has going for him, right? So, 18 seconds, 3 kills to get, and I mean, Maestro is an extremely good planting IL operator. He can play for time. He can just harass King Blue. A typical example of cyberbullying right there, if it was to happen. But right there, he gets one, looking for another, 1 second remaining on the clock, right? So, yeah. This is all I had to say at this point. The Silver is going to get the kill. It's going to put an end to the round. And the points are now going to be 4-5. Okay. So. After you kill him, you have to give him $3 to make sure he doesn't hurt your feelings. Well, I don't think that's how it works, but if somebody wants to play nice, I guess they can. Ooh, I know. What if the teachers were to give you money whenever they subtract you your points on your exams as to not hurt your feelings? Then flunking out would actually be incentivized. Give me a second. On the round's history, it was a bar defense. Surf Esports won it by time, not killing the enemy. It's actually the first time that deathmatch was not the cause at the end of the round. So, at this point, like I said, I would deem the overtime situation as being quite likely. Arson Esports have won 1 attack so far. At that rate, they're going to get a second one before round number 12 hits. And that would basically give them the same track record as Surf had when they were attacking. I.e., 6 points when you add the 2 on attack and the 4 on defense, which would prompt the overtime scenario. I mean, it has to happen, and anything is still entirely possible. But as far as I can tell, defending is really, really easier. Both teams are struggling on attack. That is the least, the least I can do as far as explaining the situation. There is a roamer silhouette right there. That is going to be a buzz. Oh, he actually does see the opponents, but he's not going to know that they're going upstairs. Oh, Zud being right here. A buzz could know that, but I think Zud and the other attackers are just slightly out of range, so he did not scan that, and that's gonna be the end of him. Zud seemingly is rushing, but Hex, I am Trash Can. Mr. Trash Can is gonna be right here, reacting to that push, and Hex was also in the general area to try to, just outflank Zud. It wasn't necessary in the end, but the attempts have still been made. Okay, when he playing on top, I gotta say, I do find it strange because, I mean, utility-wise, he's not gonna get any feet scanned by sitting there. So that's like the quick little underlining, the quick little detail I wanted to underline. There you go. Words are words. King Blue right here, destroying the mute jammer, so it should not be too long before that blows. There we go. And Hex, still roaming, is going to try to flank up the red stairs, but he is playing a very dangerous game. Nobody's peeking right now, but as soon as he gets spotted out, he does get the kill. Still, he's going to have to fall back. The good news is the white stairs are entirely free, so he can rotate back up this way without any problems or danger, basically. And that just cut off another attempt for... okay, thank you, dear Matt, dear moderator. That you're offline for 5 minutes is not going to be too big of a problem. Sorry, I just got a Discord message. Always have to check them, right? If a player asks for a rehost or asks for specifications regarding a rule or something, I have to mention it to them. There's no ADS device right there. Oh no, that grenade kind of got stuck between the two walls, I want to say, or something. One thing's for sure, Hex, he has low on health, but he lost a health in a prior firefight.
Attackers have located a bomb.
It may have destroyed the mute jammer. That might be why. And what? Yet another ban wave as Mr. Trash Can is going to get yet another kill. It looks like the push is falling apart, but let's just remind ourselves that Hex and Trash Can are low on health, so they should be pretty easy to take out. It's not guaranteed. You only need one, HP to get the kill, or to get the ace, actually. But there you have it, 2v2 situation, way less intimidating. Now with 2v1, it is a reverse sweep happening. Bandit, last player alive, is gonna have to deny a plant, as with only 10 seconds on the clock, it is very likely to happen. King Blue is planting, but that is not going to matter too much. Stocky rushing in, taking a risk he didn't have to, but it paid out, so hey, who am I to judge? Mr. Ghost, IZK Ghost saying, dude, they need you at my old high school. I gotta say, ideas are one thing, but making them happen is another thing, is another beast altogether. Okay, replay time. Okay, replays time. Yeah, I still try to read chat, but it just so turns out that chat is fairly calm right now. Who else is watching this while pooping? Well, I'm not, because if I was, that would be awkward. Yeah, so going back on the very first kill, Abel's Pulse just flat out missing his pulsing game, and therefore he rushed into Zud's fire. It was an unfortunate situation brought about by Abel's failures, so I mean, I can't feel too bad for him. But at the end of the day, Zud shooting on a buzz did reveal his position, and then Hex at the top of the... Or was it Trash Can? It was Trash Can. Trash Can at the top of the staircase was able to cut off that rush before it made... or before it caused any more damage. Anybody not being cut off by... or had Pulse not been there, that rush could have been way more dangerous than it turned out to be. That is like the one thing I wanted to point out, because Arson Esports could have caused, or we could have seen a totally different round if that rush succeeded. I do personally like rushing with Amaru in casual only, when you want to like hang back, lay back and relax. And I mean, rushing early into the round when the defenders are not expecting it can cause so much chaos in the defending team. It is crazy, especially in cash, because people aren't talking and everything. So I do realize we're talking about an entirely different context. But I mean, if the conditions are, if the stars are aligned, so to speak, to make this kind of situation possible, why not exploit it? Is exactly what Zud probably was thinking when he was rushing with Ash a round before. Oh, and by the way, that round was defended. That was round number 10, right? We're now on match point 6+4. That is round number. Okay, no, we're now in round 11. Correct. So I just have to indicate that Arson Esports went died by killing the enemy. Thank you very much. My round history is now complete yet again. If we have to have a rehost, of course, right? I have to keep a complete log. So as you can notice, there's a lot of hard breaching capabilities brought to the table by Arson Esports. Sub with Hibana, Zud with the first kill, but he's no hard breacher. Zuki is going to realize that Hex is right here, and that rotation could be quite dangerous, but luckily for him, it won't be cut off. And finally, King Blue, of course, right? So the thing is, they can destroy a lot of hard walls, and therefore, Arson Esports have a lot of potential or a lot of options, you know, available to them, and that is not to be underestimated. Hex right here, looking at the ceiling. Oh, it was a mistake. He is gonna put K-Money down, but it's not enough, right? K-Money is just gonna get revived. Plus, Zud is likely to realize that there's a Valkyrie camera, a black eye beneath that small little table, so it is gonna give a lot of intel to the defenders, assuming Arson Esports doesn't spot it out, because Zud was on the wrong end of the building to see it. But I mean, he just came back and probably is destroyed at this point. Still, Surf Esports do have the numerical disadvantage, so they would be backs against the wall. Abuzz getting a nice kill. He keeps on firing, so I guess he's still in a firefight. There is IQ on the second floor, so she could still just rush up the stairs if she wanted to. But for the time being, it looks like we have very little control over bar proper. That is going to deny a default plan, but no default plan was happening in the first place. So utility wasted at the end of the day, and it is going to leave us with Abuzz last alive in a 1v4 situation, and the Nitro Cell should have been planted basically right now. He's not going to get the diffuser destroyed. Zud extremely low on health, and that reload being cut off. Arson Esports are bringing this to a 7-4 situation. They won. I was a bit out of context here. Bit out of context. I didn't realize that it was... I realized it was a match point situation, but I thought for some reason it was going Surf's way. Which... Oh, wait, my bad. Let's just get back here real quick. Yeah, let's export this to CSV. Thank you very much. The... winner circle, Zud King Blue with a lot of kills. On the other team, it's severely lacking, right? With 4 kills in a comp match, you're unfortunately not going to be too efficient. If I may, and if I can also just stop having to talk mid sentences. So, to the players in game chats, are you ready to start another game, or do you want like a 5 minutes break?
Attackers are activating the bomb diffuser.
Oh, somebody just left the game. Awesome, no worries. Yeah, they're gonna take a 5 minutes break. So in the meantime, let me just repair Stream Deck and get back on that.
They're coming back.
Yeah, no stress.
You guys are restarting your games?
One of us and the other one is going to until he restarts.
Okay.
This was a bar cocktail, Arson Esports victory. There we go. Updates, and Arson Esports won the first map. So far, I gotta say, you got your vote. Your predictions are proving to be fairly accurate. Our second map of the night, as a reminder, is gonna be Coastline Singular. Is gonna be Coastline. This one right here, whilst Surf Esports starts attacking just like they did on the first map. Yeah, K-Money, you're busy for Pog. No, you get in and let's go sub. Let's go. Please don't spam too much though. I may have to enable a few anti-spamming bot functions. But yeah, I would like it if you were able to refrain from spamming too much in the first place. Gotta say, as soon as Surf Esports started defending, the performances were much more tight, or much closer than they were before. Is it going to be enough? It yet remains to be seen. To me, at least, it seems like their team cohesion and coordination is somewhat lacking, or somewhat lower compared to King Blue, Arson Esports, and the rest of the team. Think, for example, in the very last round, simply put, the Nitro Cell, right? That would have denied a default plant. low on intel or game sense lacking. They didn't understand what was going on. That natural cell was merely just a symptom. And since you don't know what's happening or what's going on where, well, Arson Esports just have an easy time picking you off one by one. Really, that's what happened. Because I gotta say, like, full-blown rushes, flurry of kills, 20 seconds meta, funneling in at the same time, and all getting a kill within 2 seconds rarely happened this game. It was, I mean, we still had those aggressive, intensive moments, but mostly it was methodically just killing them, probing a few different angles, right? Going onto mezzanine, going onto cigar, and on piano, breaching the wall, or going into the bathroom, walking up the white stairs, and put all that together. Oh, yoink, with a V in the middle of those emojis. Looks like you tried to hit Control V, but forgot to hit Control in the process once. You get what I mean, right? We are not, our sort of esports didn't exactly manage to work together as much as they should have wanted to. They still managed to get 4 rounds, right? 4 rounds total. Yeah, they still got 4 rounds. It is okay. It's still not encouraging enough in the sense that you cannot argue that this map has been won by a coin toss, by a lucky wall bang, by an unlucky missed round, and one nitro cell that shouldn't have hit or something, right? Ergo, Arson Esports won thanks to their skill. Ergo, Arson Esports reasonably should be fairly confident going into the second map. Surf, on the other hand, will absolutely have to work hard to circumvent or to overcome those challenges. So I see that Surf Esports was once again full. Are you ready to go, or do you still want to have the rest of the 5 minutes break?
Oh, we're ready to go.
We're ready. Whenever Blue's ready.
Okay. So let's just type in the team's names. Oh, caps lock first. Surf Esports on one side, and on the other side, Arson Esports. There we go. Okay, I'm still gonna... Oh gosh, my water bottle is almost empty. Yeah, I'm gonna run out before this best of 3 is finished, that's for sure. Zuzak, good night. Hey, bonne nuit à toi, Zuzak. Thank you, Zuzak, being an admin on the EU side of things. Let me just... Oh, caps locked. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so as soon as King Blue is ready... awesome, thank you, Surf. We're still waiting for King Blue on Arson Esports side, and then I'll start the game. Demon Times sub do it for LT Bros. Woo Demon side. Oh, you're just copy and paste. Yeah, I do believe I'm gonna have to enable some anti-spam filters. What do we have as spam filters? Caps protection, yeah. Emote protection, sure. Banned words, no. Let's put it. Let's have this level of protection for the bot. Thank you very much. Okay, yeah. Arson, do you have an idea how long it's gonna take till Blue is ready to go? Wait.
I'll call him. Oh, never mind, he's back.
Awesome. So that means you're good to go.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're all good.
Awesome. Well, Surf, assuming nobody left on your end, assuming that you're still good to go. If you did stop your mouse, please start another recording session now. And with that being said, good luck, have fun, and may the best team win. And we are going to jump right into that. This can be shut down, though. And our moderator said he is back. Okay, yeah, sorry. I just had to send 1 or 2 messages to our dear moderator. Yep, map ban. And right here, update. I mean, the operator bans have to get reset, right? And I don't get why map ban isn't resetting them automatically, because I do it manually at the beginning of the next round, which is kind of odd, but hey. Ace, first ban. This map right here is quite interesting in the sense that I personally do feel like Coastline plays somewhat differently than other maps. It is very light as far as hard breaching goes. I mean, for example, think of the top floor on billiards. You will rarely say that, oh, this attack would likely have succeeded if the attackers managed to open up or the one reinforced wall. Or this attack likely failed because, or this defense. You get what I mean, right? I can rephrase it in another way to invert the meaning of the sentence, but it wouldn't change the overarching argument I'm making, right? Which is why banning Ace would be, or is actually an interesting choice. Even kitchen, right? You either push in through the kitchen itself or side entrance, and then you plant behind some kind of obstacle. The one, and I mean, even blue bar, you might want to breach the one entrance in Sunrise Bar, but that's really the extent of it. Echo will be the last ban. Was yeah, Hex finding this odd as well. Echo was already soft banned. You guys didn't need to take him out, but hey. Came me saying, yeah, there are tom-toms. It's okay, lol. Well, there you go. Okay, round number 1 is going to be played on Blue Bar and Sunrise. That is not something you see every day. Service entrance no Blue Bar and Sunrise. Thank you very much, Matt Ban. Yep. The defense is quite interesting. So, Valkyrie not getting banned is also noteworthy in my personal opinion, because I do believe that this is her very best map. Think about it. Valkyrie cameras, when they're placed outside, can be very good or very strong as long as the attackers have reasons to spend time outside, i.e. like if there's good balconies, good rappel windows, that kind of stuff. And there's both balconies and rappel windows that the attackers can absolutely want to use. Item number 1. Item number 2, Valkyrie cameras are only as good, are only going to be used, are only going to be worth something if they are well hidden. Because if not, they're going to get shot at and they're going to get destroyed immediately. That's where the palm trees come in. Palm trees do allow the cameras to blend in very well with the environment and to make them very hard for attackers to spot out. That's where IQ comes in, right? And lastly, the nature of the map. It is basically a ring, right? Oh, there was somebody there. I'm not exactly sure whose silhouette that was. It was Hex, actually. The ring. The fact that this map is basically a ring makes it so that if you want to toss a Valkyrie camera in the inner garden, in the palm trees, and if you can see over the roof, you're going to see the entire roof of the entire map. On another map such as, let's say, Clubhouse, or a map such as Oregon, having one camera that sees everybody on the roof is unthinkable. But hey, Hex is going to get first blood, and he's in the top left. There's another silhouette right there. That's Sub. And he's facing off against multiple attackers at the very same time. That was not easy for him. He didn't manage to get too much done, to be quite frank with you guys. And right here, King Blue is going to be facing a lot of attackers. And thing is, he didn't realize that Neyu was right there. So Zud at this point, last player alive, can't even switch POVs, and Stocky is already dead. So you do have a clash. So she can still, of course, survive really well. But the thing is, in a 1v5 situation, you don't want to survive. You want to outgun your opponents. And that is going to be a huge challenge for Zud. He is going in quite passively. One kill, but he didn't realize that she's planting right there. That's a double kill. Could almost knife that. But no, he didn't realize that I'm trash can. The trash can isn't there. Zud saying, oh shit, there. That's where you were planting. Yeah, that was a crazy round. Surf Esports just coming in pretty aggressive and just winning outright. My man call upstairs. To be honest, it happened every quickly. I even have a few difficulties to adequately explain what happened and how Surf Esports were able to overpower Arson in such a drastic way. Surf, the first kill happened thanks to Hex at the very beginning, and his insertion was basically a surprise, right? So aggressive insertions, entry frag in Russian, gets the frag in and then of course Sub is there to react to that, but his reaction is not going to yield any results because he was facing three aggressively entering attackers, right? Then there is all that chaos has allowed, as we can see right there, Nayu to get a kill from the logistics office area, which left us in a 2v1 situation. I do believe we missed out on one kill as far as the replays are concerned. Didn't see exactly how Stocky died, but that was just the beginning of the end, and that's basically what we had there. Okay, yeah, that cool kill. I'm sorry about that. I enabled spam protections from the bots. It's only a 10-minute span, but it is due to the caps lock message that you sent. So please refrain from caps locking this way, and you should be good to go in just 10 short minutes. So that was round number 1. Surf Esports were able to just flat out beat their opponents to a pulp. But this time around, Arson are likely to expect it, right? I mean, this playstyle depends heavily on the advantage of surprise. Ergo, for Surf Esports are unlikely to get it again. Right here, Zud already receiving a lot of bullets from Hex. Hex knows that there's somebody there, but he's not going to be insisting too much, right? We are going to realize that Sub is roaming around the kitchen area. I believe it is a buzz droning from right here. Oh, but he's going to feed the intel to Silver, and Silver is not going to get that kill. He had every advantage in the world. But I believe like he was running or something. Was poor execution at the end of the day is all I can say. Sub is thus not going to get a single shot fired in his direction. The drone still undetected. Should allow a buzz right here to get the kill. He is going to succeed where his teammates before him failed. Who else could there be to try to, you know, deny the attackers or a buzz in that instance to just rush up the live stairs? It is going to be Kimini, as we not Kimini, rather Stocky, as we saw. King Blue and Zud both being, you know, directly on OBJ, and he is going to be chipping away at Buzz's health. Nothing too major, but I mean, you know, still it can add up over time if he was to keep on peeking and if Zud was to just keep on being there. But that was what, the 7th ban wave tonight. Part of me is worried because sometimes, you know, Ubisoft will have false positives where their analysis is just off and they end up banning somebody that did nothing. I mean, like, was it once? What was the guy's name? I have a brain fart right now. Macy J. Macy J has been banned, and of course the guy has contacts over at Ubisoft, so they reinstated him immediately. The guy's famous, so it works, but you and I are not. So this is the one aspect of ban waves that always has me uneasy at best, you know. And there you have it. Abuz is gonna get a kill. It looks like Nayu is also on OBJ. Oh, Abuz is gonna get a double kill. Kimoni now in a full-blown retake situation, has to get back on site. Diffuser, of course, being planted, and 2 other attackers holding those angles. And Nayu with the pre-fire is just gonna get the kill there. Surf Esports dominating. And is it just me, or was Zofia and Naruto running? I don't know. That animation was strange for those 1.5 seconds there. You know what? Let's take a closer look. Segueing into our replays. OV saying, yo, my boy Sub getting folded. Yeah, I mean, it looks like Surf Esports are way more confident in that map than they were in the previous one. God damn. Yeah, hookah and billiards, Surf Esports, thanks to killing the enemy. And let's take a look at those replays. Yeah, a buzz right here coming in. He cuts the one. We didn't see it, but he got another one, causing Kimoni to be in a retake situation. And there we have it. Yeah, I want to see Zofia. What was Zofia doing in the final kill cam? We don't see it. Okay, unfortunate.
Attackers need to locate and defuse
Round
as many bombs as they can.
Number 3. Arson are going to try again to win around here. And I gotta say, this pointer always keeps popping up, and that's annoying as all hell. So they're going to do basically the same thing as they did last time. To be honest, it worked a bit better than the very first round was. So progress is still progress, but they're going to have to increase the rate at which they up their performances to end up winning a round before it's like a 6-1 situation, right? At this rate, it still should happen. So K1 is going to be roaming here around the security room area. Sub with the black eye cameras. One's going to be at the top of the luggage stairs, main stairs. The idea is they're expecting a rush, right? Therefore, they are... How about... No, never mind. I'm not sure what you're saying, Spencer. But, right here, so yeah. Sub is expecting a rush. At this point, Surf have tipped their hand, right? If they do the same thing over and over again, the defenders are going to react to that, of course. So, what exactly are we going to see? Because Surf Esports also know that if you just keep on rushing every single time, you're just going to burn your advantage of surprise. Zud is going to disable that Ash charge, and on the ruins is just out of range for the electricity. So, all around, Stocky and Aquarium might be receiving some pressure, but for the time being, it looks like Nayu is just trying to find a nifty cross angle, and that positioning can actually be really, really strong in the sense that if there's somebody that wants to rotate, a defender on site that wants to rotate, said rotation can be cut off, and that's exactly what I'm referring to, right? He has a shield, he's going to survive, but if there's, for example, fire or smokes or diffuser being planted that is going to force a rotation within OBJ, this is where Surf's initial opening could pay up big time, right? But for the time being, it looks like Stocky is being probed hard by not the silver. Nayu is probing, and he knew where Stocky was. That pre-fire is going to work flawlessly. 3v5 situation. Hex is seemingly probing the angle as well. I don't see a way out alive for him, but no! That distraction caused Valkyrie to turn around! Oh, and that's once again going to be a flurry of kills for Surf Esports. Round number 3, they're seemingly unstoppable on this map. I didn't expect that turn of events, turn of situation, as you know, their performances were somewhat lacking on the first map, but it looks like all they needed was a slight tactical timeout that was provided by the fact that we were in between 2 maps at the end of map number 1 and before we started this very match. So yeah, there you have it. They're much more aggressive, much more confident, and confident can be map specific. If you know how to push, if you are, if you practice the map well, this is where you can see that they're comfortable with the map. Words are a bit too hard tonight. I gotta say, I do not like how I'm always looking or always hesitating in every single sentence, even this one. So.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
So. It is going to be round number 4. Arson are going to attempt to defend the kitchen area this time around. Of course, if nothing works, trying the same thing over and over and over again would just be madness. What was the exact... What's the... Yeah, what's the definition of madness or something? Doing the same thing over again and expecting different results? Yeah. This is exactly what Arson Esports are keen to not do. Looks like Zud will be trying to play with a few Capcan traps. I'm stating the obvious. But the thing I want to underline is the fact that Arson Esports, or in that instance Zud, seems to be expecting Surf to push in through the security area. But I yet have to see any, or to notice any Surf player coming through that angle. Looks like they're not exactly using security ever. So those Capcan positionings, those Capcan traps positionings might not be too optimal. Also, another interesting thing is that the fact that Surf Esports are rarely pushing from one only very angle. Always probing a few different sides of the building. Right here, Hex is on the hookah deck. Silver on the ceiling can go wherever he wants. Right, he can rappel down on every single facade of the building. And Buzz right here is looking. Come on, swapping from the drones. That messes with our POVs. He's also probing Hall of Fame, i.e. pushing from multiple different angles. And yet, it rarely seems like Surf Esports are at a numerical disadvantage, or it never feels like they have the underhand as far as firepower goes, right? So they're quite efficient in managing their positionings. A Silver right here using the drones to his absolute advantage and thus getting a kill. That's going to be Stocky now receiving, I do believe, vertical fire. Yeah, there we go. Hex is going to use the breaching charge, but not getting too much done with it. And Zud right now fleeing for his life, as it looks like Hex jumped right here to come after him, but running at the wrong time is going to be the end of him. There is another silhouette right there, and also now you coming down the main stairs. They could go after Zud, but there are Capcan traps here. did he realize that? Because if he's actively looking for a firefight, looking for a threat, I mean, Zud is tagged by Jackal right now. If you want to come in or capitalize on the pings, he might not be thinking about those Capcan traps. And I gotta say, that's the caster's curse for you. I said the attacker's never coming from there. There's a Capcan trap. He sees it at the last second. Zud, but still gets a double kill. And that's now diffuser lost. And Nayu is absolutely going to have to outflank him, as the defenders, for the first time since the beginning of the map, basically do seem to have the upper hand. Yeah, Nayu is absolutely working on the flank, and Abuz is droning. So for the time being, Abuz is not exactly a huge threat. Both attackers droning, actually. With 55 seconds on the clock, they can allow themselves a drone session, but only one, right? Abuz is going to get a nice kill. So down to a 2v2 situation. Hans, accept my invite. I can do that. Yeah, of course. And Stalky, last player alive in a 1v2 situation, is going to have to just play for Sam. At this point, it is very viable. Both attackers are looking extremely likely to push from the same angle, so he doesn't have to worry too much about being flanked or that kind of stuff. But that was only a few moments ago. Nayu recovering the diffuser. No, yeah, he's really coming back there. So Stocky turning around, but there's the barricade. The regular barricade is still up, so he doesn't have to worry too much. Right there, a first kill and a double kill happening. Arson Esports winning their first point by round number 4. It is a bit late since they're defending, so I didn't expect, you know, the defense to take so long before they won their first point. But it is there at last. For Arson Esports fans, Surf Esports are likely going to be somewhat saddened by the fact that their team's now lost its momentum. Of course, momentum and initiative and energy, vibes, to put it that way, is everything. Is it just going to be a bump in the road? Because you can still lose like a round and still have a really good mood. Still believe in yourself, right? Confidence is everything in this game. But yeah, Esports winning 1 point. They are going to have to win another one back to back if they really want to squash Surf Esports' energy. It yet has to happen, but if they manage to win 1 point, I don't see how they couldn't win 2, right? Let's just take an eye on that defense while I work the mouse here. It was a service entrance and kitchen, and that's like the 10th bandwidth tonight, thanks to having killed the enemy. There we go, causing a 3-2-1 scoreline. That is exactly what we have in game. My log is thus accurate. Okay.
Attackers have located a bomb.
I mean, nevertheless, the half-point mark is coming close, right? This is the second to last round before the low swap. And then what else do you get? Well, you then get a possible split where Surf Esports, the attackers, have the upper hand. That would be somewhat worrying if you're an Arson supporter, as most of their streams seems to be. This map is one of the best balanced maps. So if I go out and assess that it is a defense-sided map, people would be probably in chat refuting or contesting that claim. It is a balanced map, but it's not perfectly balanced. In my personal opinion, defense is still a tiny bit better, a tiny bit easier. Therefore, even though we're talking about a small advantage, Arson Esports still do have a technical advantage. And right here, Zud failed in getting a kill on Hex. Now you already opening up that wall, or attempting to, but that somebody is no longer there. Is it Stocky? Or yeah, it was Kimony who destroyed the Hibana pellets, the X-Kairos. But that angle could be very dangerous if Sub was to go through and peeking the luggage hallway. He does not though, so he's gonna be saved by his own instincts and moving as if he doesn't care. Oh, cause he's cloaked. That's why. True. What else do we have? Well, now that Abuz is dead, first pick, you guys saw it, right? That is going to give Arson Esports the upper hand for the first time in a long time, since, with exception to the last round. Right here, it looks like Nayu is going to try something a bit too aggressive for his own good, though I do see a drone silhouette. There is a defender both on his left and on his right, and at the very end of the OBJ proper. So yeah, that peek was sloppy at best and unsupported and just foolish in a worst case scenario. At this point, nothing on the defense is given in. So Arson Esports are still going very strong on every single aspect, right? That's going to be a nice kill for Hex. He's going to try to follow it up with another one, but King Blue is not going to peek too much. And oh, wow, that's Zud through the window. So Trash is being droned. He might push in right here. Silver saw something. It was came when he's gone, I want to say, going off the sound of it. The hatch is intact, so nobody can just drop down behind them. And of course, you know, he would be foolish to destroy the hatch with a shotgun. But I suppose he has in secondary as a secondary, because playing with the USB when you are Jackal or Mira is odd. Right here, Sub is playing quite aggressive, losing a bit of health, but at the end of the day, he's just trying to play for time, right? And right here, once again, attracting the attacker's fire, once again, getting shot at, but it's nothing too major. That impact made, he was assuming that he was being followed, which was just untrue. Still, you know, 15 seconds on the clock, and it does not seem like the attackers are aware of that, because they don't seem to be panicky enough, which further does compound the disadvantage they're at. There's a Guman there. He's going to step foot on it. He is up to full health, but, I mean, the Guman is just the least of his problems, right? King Blue, amongst others, are going to shoot at him, and in that instance, Maestro ends up getting the kill. And I gotta say, this round was looking so much more familiar if I was to draw a comparison with the first map that we had. There we go. Yep, that is going to be Hibana. Should have droned out a bit more. There was a drone, but the drone failed in realizing the extent of the situation, the extent of the danger that Nayu was in when trying to probe or to push that angle. So that's entirely on the attackers there. They shouldn't even have tried, or they should have funneled so many more resources into making that push succeed, which would arguably not even have been a guaranteed, because you can throw as many resources, as many pieces of utility, as many players as you want. If you're pushing a choke point, your chance of survival are slightly iffy, if I can put it that way. So that was a hookah billiards hold. Arson Esports winning by killing the enemy, and now we're up to round number 6. Round number 6. Come on, pointer, disappear, please. Round number 6, last round before the role swap. Arson Esports for the very last time, barring any overtime situation, which might still happen, but we're a few rounds away from that at the very least. They're going to be defending the bottom floor, so it's going to be a blue bar and a sunrise bar hold. What does their defense entail? Because as we may remember, it was the very first round we saw it played here, and that was another failure for Arson Esports. We remember how aggressively Surf Esports were able to just rush in. Let's see if that past success is going to be replicated. It's Hex just pre-firing, and Zud just making a major mistake here. Major mistake. Yeah, I may have to like disable a few notifications in Uplay. Not Uplay, that was an Origin notification. I should actually uninstall Origin, since the only game I had in Origin I uninstalled, so that launcher is now worthless to me for the time being, until I decide to reinstall Apex Legends. Pretty good game, gotta say. But we're in Rainbow Six right now, so King Blue trying to hold an angle, but of course if he peeks too much, he's going to be exposed on multiple angles at once, which is a bit of a problem, right? Hibana has opened up a few different angles. It looks like Trash is likely to try to funnel in. The Evil Eye, though, is going to know he's there, and it is going to be attempting to deny the plant. Is he going to die? Probably. I mean, yeah, there you go. He's down. But Sophia is going to destroy it immediately, you know, and it's just a matter of reviving and going again. But the problem is, well, first and foremost, utility usage. Second, it is, well, the timer. Time allowed Sub to get back, and he gets a kill. Gets refragged, unfortunately for him. But, you know, the push has been halted. Nonetheless, if you lose your gunfights, it's not going to matter too much. K1 in a 1v3 situation is in a hard place, at the very least. He's going to have to deny yet another plant. Heavy free fires on 2 separate angles. That was not to work. And Montaigne now is going to fall down, but still. A Buzz is holding a nifty cross angle. I don't see how Kimoni could peek that, given the current situation, given the current state of things. And he's behind a soft wall, so he can just get wall banged all day long if he's not careful. That opening is going to be welcomed, but once again, it is going to make his movement so predictable. Still pushing in aggressively, might win that firefight, but Hex was outside. And once again, that's what happens when you're too passive, too slow. It just gave time for Hex to execute that rotation and then get the free kill, which we saw right there. So all around, aggressivity usually does pay. You have to be sure to not blindly funneling into a death trap. So yes, do take your time to drone a hit and everything. But aggressivity in the general sense usually works. Look at Hex right here. Look at what he did. Being too aggressive. Like, this is a good example of being too aggressive. Surf Esports failing, realizing the evil eye was there. And of course, the evil eye cares very little about your smoke screen, right? So that is a 4-2 scoreline for the role swap. Pretty interesting that Surf Esports do manage to get the upper hand once again, and still somewhat traumatized from the previous map, or from map number 1, which is why I was kind of going into this game doubting their performances or their capabilities, but they're proving me wrong, which is a welcome addition, because we saw the best that Arson had to offer. Now it's Surf's time to shine. We're not yet talking about, you know, Surf absolutely necessarily winning this map. It can still, you know, be flipped upside down. And should that happen, well, Arsenal would absolutely prove that they earn their 2 points. And if not, well, the overtime tiebreaker third map is going to determine who deserves to win. Draveco, just try to not caps lock your messages, and you're going to be good to go. It's just the bot not lacking capitalized messages. I gotta say, Buzz, try to toss it a bit higher next time, because it is very poorly hidden here. Still, it looks like he's trying to find somebody to spawn kill, but I don't see too many attackers coming from that side, so any runouts are unlikely to yield any kind of results. And yet there is a silhouette. Of course it's gonna be Zud, right? Wait, what? Are they 2 shields above one another? Okay, no, it's just the shield on the on the pool table. Gotcha. Now you has been killed, and that is just a major mistake from Sub. I mean, the barricade is even opened. Why would you just drone right there? Even if he was like behind the first, I want to say, Ruin, United Sub would like to have been the end of him. So I'm not saying Sub was in a situation to come out of that, instance alive in the first place, but it was still a major mistake he made right there. Buzz is going to get another kill on Stocky this time. Hard reaching capabilities somewhat limited. Now only King Blue has the X Kairos, but he already expended his. I did not see any openings, so... Oh, okay, he did manage. You can say that they were partially denied, but still, it looks like Kibani is trying to push in. Remember that Zud is in a good position to cut off any kind of rotations, so that can really compound or improve the chances of a push. But no, right here, Buzz's cameras, he does have one literally in the aquarium, are going to be paying off big time. Zud still outside, and that's the thing. Holding and cutting off rotations is interesting as long as somebody else can force a rotation. Think a grenade rolling at your feet, you have to get out or die, you being flat out pushed, or diffuser being planted, forcing you to get back on the diffuser to destroy it. But if nobody forces any kind of rotations, holding the angles is not going to yield any kind of results, which is why Zud had to move forward. Yeah, pointing the gun at your teammate, not the most encouraging thing ever. But hey, as soon as he realizes King Blue is not to be shot at, he does not pull the trigger. And yeah, diffuser is now being planted, 2 on health to survive a plant in the smoke. King Blue is gonna have to fall back. That is problematic. Right here, he's being pushed, and he did not realize it. Surf Esports thus winning round number 7. Now a 5-2 split. If I was an Arson Esports supporter and fan, I would be slightly worried at this point. I gotta say, things might not be looking too great for them. It's becoming a steep hill to climb out of if they want to get into the lead and eventually win the map. So as far as their first defense goes, Surf Esports did pretty well. Yeah, looking at this right here, that nitro was beautiful. And then King Blue should have known that a buzz was there. He still reacted a bit slowly. He lost a lot of health, couldn't exactly aim at head level, all that good stuff. He gets the kill, don't get me wrong, but I mean, the execution was suboptimal, which is why he lost a lot of health, which is why he couldn't plant into the smoke, and which is why he subsequently lost that firefight. And you know, that's the thing. Since you don't regen health, unlike like Call of Duty, I gotta say, COD has to be one of the only competitive games, and I say competitive with big air quotes, where life regeneration is enabled. Except like Fortnite, you know, Battle Royale games are another beast entirely. So that makes it so that your mistakes do compound, since you can hardly heal yourself back up. Any mistake you made is going to stay on as a permanent record, basically, right?
10 seconds to
This one piece of wall that won't get reinforced, apparently. Of course, it figures, because you can really easily deny a plant from the inner garden this way. And it looks like Arson Esports do have another mind on the matter. Okay, Hex is going to be roaming on the first floor. A Buzz is there with him, and that is a rotation hole that was a bit too close to MI for his own liking, it looks like. Looking at this composition here, it feels like Arson Esports are going to try to rush in. I want to underline the presence of Finka, so rushing absolutely is going to be her favorite playstyle. But then Ying and a lot of smoke grenades can really... Oh no, team kills! Could really enable a quick plant, but now that Kimoni is dead, that is one smoke off the board, or a pair of smoke grenades off the board. Dropping off that height could be slightly dangerous though. Right here, so a Buzz would be above to try to deny that kind of situation from becoming reality. And the long angle that Sockley can hold this way can be interesting, but he yet has to be peeked. Looks like Nayu's trying to fast peek, but he's playing a risky game, and I don't think he's too likely to do that again. In the meantime, Sub is going to get a nice kill, and the thing is, Nayu, if he peeks, is above a soft ceiling. I believe the ceiling right here is soft as well, so he could very much try to just go for Sub could have tried to go for the vertical push, but Nayu is going to get that kill. In the meantime, Legion falls. He was absolutely blinded by the Candela charge. 2v3 situation. Surf Esports' grip on OBJ is fading, but still present, right? The defenders are not exactly roamers that have to get back.
Attackers have located a
So,
bomb.
what exactly can we expect? Stocky still has 2 frag grenades. The Finka boost, of course, is going to happen, and Zud can also make a lot of damage using that Candela charge. Nayu is going to get flashed. Unfortunately, there was no ADS device, and there you have it. Trash count, last player alive in a 1v2 situation, caught between 2 different angles, and that is exactly what you can expect when you have to literally 180 to turn from one opponent to the other. He was just utterly defenseless in that instance. So yeah, Arson Esports won't let themselves fade into defeat, without putting up a fight, and that's exactly what we're seeing right here. A 5-3 split already way less intimidating, in my mind at least, right? I mean, 3 points, you can still make this fairly easily, but a 3 points win, it's becoming a bit more of a challenge, right? So all around, that service entrance and kitchen push was a success, or if I was to present it from the other perspective, that service entrance hold ended up in a failure, which is why Arson Esports will go there again. You guys can't see it right now because the replays are showing, but beneath the replays, the selected spawn for the defenders is going to be kitchen and the side entrance yet again. There we have the final kill cam by Stocky. And why did I hit escape? Sorry about that. Let's take a look at this defensive setup. So all around, what can I say? It looks like we have a very similar composition. Not exactly the same. I mean, we had a Legion, and this time around there's going to be a castle brought to the table, deployed on the in the match. Deployed in the game. How did I fielded? Nah, that's the word I was looking for. Castle's gonna be fielded this round.
5 seconds left before
It can reduce rushing capabilities. I do hope for Buzz's sake that there's a rotation here. If not, he's kind of stuck in that room. And of course, running out or using the crowbar to disable that castle barricade when you're getting actively shot at, not the best idea ever. So playing a big risk, but it looks like Arson Esports will be pushing from the Sunrise bar. So Buzz is basically making a last stand in the sense that his back's against the wall, literally speaking, and therefore, well, he is likely to die, and he just is gonna have to hope to take as many attackers into the grave with him as possible. But Zug right here getting one, a Buzz getting a double kill at the very same time, but that's exactly the problem. Zud can just circumvent his opponent. A Buzz right here getting shot at, not caring at all. I gotta say, Zud may have wanted to keep the pressure on OBJ up, but one other thing I want to underline is the fact that it's already a 3v3 situation this early into the round. We rarely see this. even aggressive rushes usually take a bit more time to wind up fully, right? Right here, SMG-12, and he is gonna get the kill. That was Bear, the diffuser as well. Diffuser lost. Sub, last player alive, is gonna have to go for a 1v3 situation. As long as the Buzz is basically locked into Sunrise Bar, he can just ignore him and go for basically a 1v2 situation on OBJ. Control over OBJ would be pointless since he doesn't have diffuser, but the greater point of isolating your opponents and picking them off one by one might still be entirely viable. Okay, right here, a Buzz clearly knows there's somebody above him. He's going to hold the angle, likely to get the kill here. Sub, no, extremely low on health. Probing the map this way is not a viable playstyle, because, I mean, once again, if I was him, I would maybe just, like, ignore a Buzz, which he seems to be doing now, but he is going to go into that secondary playstyle with, like, a third of his health remaining. This is not viable. So right here, once again, the castle barricade is going to be a bit of a puzzle for him. There is a head right there, but he fails to realize that, and Nayu is going to gain yet another point for Surf Esports. That's a match point situation for them, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, right there. Nicely done. And there is going to be a few replays before we talk about how dire Arson Esports situation is. They're literally backs against the wall now. Meaning the points, not like the position in the map that it was before. I got to say, as far as casting go, I believe a Buzz, talking about him being backstacked the most, the first time I could actually say this literally, because I usually mean this as in, oh, well, their team, the enemy team is in a match point situation, so losing a round would be the end of you by now. But yeah, that wasn't the case for once. Okay. Let's take a look at this defense. Hookah Lounge Billiards Room, aka top floor. It looks like the attacking team Arson will try to play with a fairly aggressive playstyle again. No Fincock, granted, but Ying is still there, and you also do have Jackal that could provide a smoke cover. That's gonna be like the 12th. The 12th ban wave. Absolutely crazy night. I would like to conduct an interview with Arson Esports. Yeah, that's actually planned. Like, the team that wins usually gets an interview, because I do like to pick their brains regarding the map and everything, and why and ask why is sub so shit. Ah, come on. But out of curiosity, I mean, if you say that sub is performing poorly, by that definition, everybody else except Zud would be. By the way, Zud top ranking for his team. Congrats, but so is a Buzz. A Buzz is just a monster on this map, apparently. Let's talk about the defense as a whole. Walls being put up here, here. The Aqua walls aren't hard as of yet. It looks like they're taking their sweet time to reinforce basically everything. A Buzz roaming with Valkyrie yet again. That seems to be a trademark of his at this point. And let's keep an eye on Zud, because of course, like, he's top fragger. So imagine, like, if Zud and a Buzz were to come face to face in a firefight, whoever dies is gonna lose the round, because those two players, well, if a team was to lose their top fragger by a long shot, might I add, it would be extremely disheartening for the team that just lost their best element in that hypothetical scenario. So where is the Buzz roaming right now? He's back on site. Okay, because that's the interesting thing. Once again, talking about a Buzz, because he seems to have an he's extremely impactful in that game. Oh, using it as a fuse charge can be interesting, can work, but in that instance, it did next to nothing, I gotta say. Oh, a Buzz falling down, Stocky getting the kill on him. That might not be too encouraging, but Sub not even reacting to the shotgun fire he took. The Silver should maybe just have picked up the SMG-11 and shot at the head. That would have been a guaranteed kill. Once again, Sub was not even looking or reacting to his gunfire. Of course, the drone is going to pick up on him. And right here, I'm not sure exactly who it was, but that's what. Kimony is now going back up, and it is interesting. Their rotation is full blown at this point. They are going to be funneling in, but Hex was not too blinded. He fails in denying the access to the building, though. But right there, this is going to be a lot of fire coming in, and Zud and Sub are going to get a nifty triple kill combine, right? and that's gonna put an end to the round, but not an end to the map. After all, like I said, Surf Esports are in a match point situation. Arson Esports did manage to deny the last point that they needed. Let's go with those replays. Just kidding. Just keeping Pal, get that cutie up. Oh my god, bro, Kimmy Steam is so... but that's the thing, they won the first map with a solid margin, so I did not expect the second map to go this way while using the first map as a point of reference, you know? Press tab, he's by himself, and you're trash, and you are... these are just your warm-up games. Good cast of hey, thank you very much. Thank you so much. Round number 10, so this was a hookah defensive loss for... Surf. Arson won after all, and a 6-4 scoreline at this point.
Defenders,
I mean,
protect your bombs
do
from
we
being
reasonably
received by
expect Arson Esports to win 2 more rounds for a total of a 3 points win streak? Considering that they seem to have a hard time winning rounds or winning points, period, and they just won that 1 point. I hardly see how they could win 2 more for a total streak of 3 rounds of 3 points won back to back to back to back, as they have yet to do this at all. Like, if they had gotten a 3-point streak before and now we're just asking of them to get another one thereafter, we could point to their past successes to say that it is possible that they'd done it before. They couldn't do it again. But right here, I still have to remain cautiously skeptical of their chances, of their probabilities of, you know, pulling off a comeback. How does it look spawn killing wise? Zud could have been a possible... I mean, Abuz could still technically like run up the stairs and then drop down, but no, Zud is just going to take him out. And like I said before, Zud and Abuz respectively are the top fraggers for their for both of their teams. So Surf Esports now just won their best element, and once again, by a long shot, he literally has 10 more kills in this, in the second one in the ranking. So the second one in line, should I say. So by virtue of that single kill, I would say Arson Esports are fairly likely to win this round. I mean, anything is still possible, and the other guys are not going to give up too easily. But I do believe that Surf Esports are facing an uphill battle. And of course, they are facing an uphill battle. They were, up until now, in a numerical disadvantage. X is going to get a nice kill, and that is going to be another trade. Now that Zud is down, both players have lost their queen, so to say, if I was to make a chess reference. Droning right there was just a fatal mistake, and Diffuser has now been lost. So yeah, Surf might just be able to get to regain control of that round. Peeking right here will be dangerous without droning for sub. King Blue, last player alive. It would have been an interesting moment to go for a tactical timeout, but of course it is a match point situation, so you couldn't time out for much. You know, you can play for the future if you're at the end of the line here. Now you right here, hard right as far as King Blue's POV is concerned, but King Blue is not going to react. He came in from the first floor. The good news is that there's still a hefty chunk of time left on the counter, so he can drone, can relocate himself, can think about what he wants to do. Right? In a general sense, he can take a breather, which is why he didn't have to like force the firefight through the window. Can come in from the first floor and walk up the stairs. But right there is going to be someone. That someone, Nayu, is going to fall down. But there you have it. King Blue now up to roughly 2/3 health, and I'm, you know, rounding up grossly, but he's lost a solid chunk of health, and yeah, it's not going to be exactly too easy for him at this point. The remaining defenders, of course, are holding a cross angle. Want to make sure there's no way for King Blue to sneak forward, and at this point the timer is running really low, so the toxic waves are going to have a compounding effect on the stress he's feeling right now, and he is in between 2 defenders. He's going to have to isolate them one by one. He's going to get a few shots off, and I'm stuttering here, but Surf Esports are going to win the round. So yeah, we're going to go into map number 3. Oregon, I believe. Yeah, so it is going to come to no surprise at all that Abuz is the top fragger for his team. Let's also save this, and there you go, like 17 kills, that's crazy. Zod with 15, so of course they lost, so they didn't get too many chances at getting points. But as you can see, it was an all or nothing situation for both teams, right? If you lose your top fragger, your chances of winning the map will just go down drastically. Okay, replay time. Let's just indicate that this was a hookah surf victory.
Left the designated staging
This,
area.
and there we go. Yeah, of course we can take a 10 minutes break. Yeah, sure. So, sorry. It looks like their player already just like left to take a break, but actually it's Kimony who left. Yeah, Arson Esports. Do you know where Kimony went? They might not be entirely sure. Okay, so I'll immediately prepare this. So our
we're
map.
playing Oregon, by the way.
Yeah, it was just the next one in the rotation. Give me a sec. I'm gonna set up the system. Yeah, so Oregon is the 4th map right here. Our blue team is called Surf Esports, and the orange team is going to be Arson Esports. Also, Arson is attacking first. The orange team gets the first attack. So since we're taking 10 minutes, say at like 20:22, we're gonna be starting the match. So guys, see you then. And as far as the stream goes, I'm gonna say the same thing. I can analyze the game or talk about what just happened, but I'm not gonna have. I'm gonna run out of things to say if I have to.
I'll be back.
Keep talking
I
for
am
10 minutes.
gonna go play T-Hunt for a little bit just to try to warm up my aim some more.
Yep.
Can you like invite me back after or something like?
Yeah. Do I have you as a friend? Do I have you in my friends list on Uplay?
I just added you now.
Gotcha. I just accepted the invite. Perfect. I'll re-invite you in like 5 to 10 minutes, and then you
Definitely.
can get Kimony back, and then we're gonna be good to go.
Baba booey. I'll talk
Awesome.
to you later.
Yep. And yeah, like I said, I'm also gonna take a break. Simply put, I cannot just keep on talking for 10 minutes without running out of things to say. So I'm not even gonna try. Go grab a bowl of popcorn. Go grab a bottle of water, because this last map is going to be where the score is settled. Both teams having a point. Both teams looking to get that W. So stay tuned, and we'll be back in 10 short minutes. See you soon. are back. Okay, so let me just get back on map ban and do this and do this. Okay. So guys, it would be roughly time to start the game according to the time frame we gave ourselves. Are you ready to join back in? What was the players I was supposed to re-invite? I am not King Blue. Huh. I am amnesic at best. What were the players? Videos, like so. Like so. Sub, I believe, had to be invited. Yeah, Sub is gonna get an invite. Yeah, so Surf Esports, are you ready to go? Is anybody in the game hearing me?
I am.
Awesome. So yeah, are you ready to invite your missing players back in and to start the third map?
Death Gunner is getting his moss running.
I'm asking right now.
Perfect, thank you. A buzz is here. Okay, so who was missing the silver? The silver is going to get an invite. Sub, that's done. The real woke. Nope, 419. I'm not sure what that is supposed to mean. I'm not sure I get that reference. Also, those notifications. Yeah, I'm gonna install the update later because I don't want it to interfere with the stream right now. Talking to the programs, talking alone. Gotta say, if you're talking alone, talking to yourself, that's not worrying for your mental health in the slightest. The moment you start interrupting yourself, though, then I'm gonna start asking questions. I see all 10 players are in. Are you guys ready to go? Are your mosses running as well?
No, 1 second.
Yes.
Awesome. So yeah, Arson, just let me know when you're good to go, and then we're going to be able to start the match. I want to specify, Arson, you're beginning on attack. So I have updated the settings to make sure that Orange team attacks first. Just, according to the way you guys did the map and at the beginning of the stream, right? And yeah. So yeah, like I said, just waiting for your confirmation and we're going to be good to go.
Right.
Let's see, near the beginning of the stream, where were these vote messages coming in so that I can find the vote? There it is. Okay. Yeah, the vote tonight just messed up. But it's still 88 to 13. Okay, good. Or 87 to 13 in that instance. Perfect. I'm getting a notification here. Somebody's sending me a DM. Is it like a player saying we're ready to go for some reason, or invite me, or I don't know. Once again, I gotta keep an eye on those things, but usually it is just rubbish. But you never know, so yeah. Let's give ourselves another 30 seconds before we, ping them again. And I can't. It's. Oh. Okay, so it looks like they're gonna ask for somebody's moss at the end of the game. Gonna have to check that. Yeah, by the way, it looks like Arson Esports are swapping players. As long as the players are in their are registered under Gilded, I'm fine with that. But it's still somewhat irregular. But they said they were gonna have to do that. So yeah. Shoot. Shouldn't have turned off, or shouldn't have minimized that window. Just checking in. Are your mosses running at this point? Yes, no, maybe.
Yes.
Awesome. Yeah, I was asking Arson Esports actually. Who was texting me? It was.
He's redownloading it.
Good, thank you. If you need any help with moss, I've seen it all, so I can probably help to get it running if you're facing some issues you don't figure out how to solve by yourself.
Alright, I'll let you know.
Good. What did you think, Spencer Hammer? It's the bot. The bot did that. Oh, I see you just pulled up the other account with 4506. Did sub get subbed? Looks like he did. But yeah, I mean, spamming, it wasn't me, it's the bots. But I mean, I don't ban this quickly and this aggressively as a rule of thumb. But spamming the emotes, not the emotes, rather the exclamation marks and the question marks has not been liked too much by the bot. I guess I can tone it down. I guess I can tone it down in the bot settings, make it so that he's a tiny bit less aggressive. I don't know if there's like a save button or something. No, no, it said saved. Okay. Spensheimer, I didn't ban you, but of course, when you say suck my nuts, that also is not going to be too well banned by, oh, in that instance, Alvin. Okay. Yeah, it's just like common rules, right? Don't spam too hard, and the bot isn't gonna give you any troubles. But then like jumping into the second account to say those naughty words. Is he having issues like updating the program? If you're having problems, just call me or DM me on Discord, and then I could set up a quick call with the player in question. Let's see, Death Gun seems to be new, and Blink, I think. King Blue, Stocky, seems like a few names actually would have been updated here. Looking at the time, maybe they had to leave. So, I mean, tomorrow is weekend, so usually like regular 9 to 5 working desk job working adults wouldn't have to work over the weekends, or wouldn't have to like get up early over the weekends. College students with a part-time jobs over the weekend, of course, may. So at this point, I mean, I don't know these guys too much. Hashtag free space hammer. It's just a 10-minute ban. It won't be too long, or it's a temp ban, right?
Hey, we're ready now.
Alright, we're good.
Awesome, perfect. Surf Esports, are you still ready? Nobody like went up to get some water or something? Surf Esports.
Yeah, we are good, man.
All right. Well, you know the drill. Good luck, have fun, and may the best team win.
May the best team win.
I just want to say, Echo is soft banned, so Arson, you don't need to ban him this time. Good luck, have fun. And
Alright,
he
good
keeps
luck.
saying Baba Booey. Oregon it is. Oregon is officially greenlit. Here we go. Let's see. Who do we expect to see banned on Oregon? It's a pretty good question, because this map, I still have like some difficulties to wrap my head around it, because it has some particular oddities. I mean, there are surprisingly many long and narrow corridors. I mean, think for example about freezer, attic, or even bunker, if you want to consider it a corridor where defenders can be easily boxed in. Hard breaching becomes extremely important. Flank watch, because a roamer coming up behind you. Bunker maybe it doesn't apply here, but it can be extremely dangerous. And except like plain a map which we never see in rank for good reasons, this kind of situations or dynamic you never get to see. So yeah, I mean, the map is in competitive since 6 months at this point, I want to say. We know the map like by heart, but rationally speaking, part of it still eludes me, even if I can't like exactly put my finger on it. Mira ban, of course, makes sense. Mira was extremely potent and strong on this map before the rework. Less so since, but still fairly decent, right? And finally, last but not least, Surf Esports will go for their defensive ban. So they are, of course, facing a bit of a question. If we ban a good operator, we can't use him. And it looks like, oh, did I say that Mira has been banned by both teams? Yeah, Surf Esports, their defensive ban is Goyo. So, right here. Our first defense will be kids' dorms and dorms main hall. We just keep saying these are yeah, kind of. Kids Arm joins main hall, and that's a really good example or a good symptom of what's been changed on the map since the buff. Old news at this point. I am beating it at horse, but in my mind, the basement floor was easier to defend, and thus was the primary bomb site before the rehost, before the buff, and now Kids Arm, aka the top floor, has become easier to hold. Let's prepare ourselves. The composition is interesting. It is fairly sight. Sub, not Kimini. The Kimini also had to go. The real woke. Like, there's 2 new operators, or 2 new. Well, Sub is there. Sub is not subbing Kimini because he was there previously. I am just. I'm just out of context here, and I gotta say, you know, cards on the table, words are hard, and my last night of sleep was a bit too short for my own liking. So, in my own, like, sleep-deprived mind, it is getting slightly late, even if it's not even 10 p.m. at this point. So, yeah, the defense is fairly light. No 3 armor, 1 speed operator, no defensive anchor or set anchor. Rook, Doc, Maestro, Echo. Smoke will likely stay on OBJ, but anybody else could feasibly roam. I'm the trash can. You would have to be a bit more, to do a bit more of mental gymnastics to consider him as a potential roamer, unlike, say, Bandit or Jaeger. But, I mean, you get the general idea. Right here, Defcon is going to be working on that part of the... Oh, and Nayu could actually be a first victim to that. He's going to be peeking, but no, Nayu is going to get first blood. Nicely done. In the meantime, elsewhere on the map, it looks like King Blue was able to hard breach this. Was there any kind of bedded batteries? Probably, but then again, you know, opening up the top of the reinforced wall and checking an aid kind of does destroy the bedded batteries usually. Stocky will be pushing in. Oh, the other grenade will be cooked, but no, the nitro cell from beneath. King Blue is now gonna have to just flush out a certain someone, but Abuz is looking at the ceiling, so should King Blue stay quiet enough and not attract too much attention, he could feasibly get an easy kill on Abuz, who is no longer even looking in the right direction. So yeah, assuming he's still there, yeah, there you go. Abuz just made a major mistake. He knew somebody was there, and he just ignored King Blue till King Blue got the kill. So, Sub probing top white stairs. That could actually work, but I fear it won't. Right here, there's somebody, he barely even pulls the trigger before dying. Had some other attacker put some pressure from another angle, that distraction could have helped Sub to get something going. But when you push alone, you're just like isolated, you know, and that is likely going to indicate the fact that the silver is right here. He's going to have to push in, and there you go. Knowledge is everything. Right? It helps a lot. It's not going to guarantee the kill. You can still just potato everything, but it goes a long way in making the kill actually happen. 50 seconds on the clock. 3v2 situation. King Blue extremely low on health. That is not going to be too easy for you. You're a very nice person, and did I not realize it was the button? No, you sorry. Don't sweat it. I mean, I'm not taking this personally. Being on the internet kind of conditions you to work to get a tough skin, right? Right here, Jaeger is gonna get banned. It was a blue foot, so of course he only gets pinged twice, and behind that shield, you were unwise to pick it the way you did. I gotta say, King Blue, last player alive at a 1v3 situation, low on the health, 15 seconds, and he can't rush through the smoke. He's too low to do that. So at this point, it's good round. Better luck next time. There's like he can't push in. I mean, Smoke can still, you know, forfeit his life by being crazy aggressive, but that was never gonna, you know, get the clutch going. So, Surf Esports with the early pick here. Good job. We just keep caps locking. Oh, I see. That's the long replays. I want the short replay scene to be displayed. And the real woke making the same mistake. The real woke. I mean, you've been banned before by stream elements, by the bot. Why you gotta do this again? Reloading. Two hands. Yep. Yep, indeed. Oh, yeah, I'm just gonna translate this real quick for context. Alvin saying Hans
Attackers
made
have located
Hans
a bomb.
did do his did his homework about rank start for their players. I gotta say, guys, Moss is a surprisingly powerful tool. It's not the end all be all, but it's a strong tool. And we can know like every account you've ever used. So that means if you have like a Smurf that's been banned because you were cheating on that Smurf, and you're not using said cheat only account on account, because that would just be blatantly obvious.
Operators, you are out of
Plus
time.
those accounts we tend to get banned, right? We're still gonna know. Like the guys in particular had like 5 banned accounts, 5 banned Smurfs. So don't cheat and register an income. That's not gonna work out too great for you.
5 seconds remaining.
Just
Attackers are heading out to defuse a bomb.
Gina, it was news. We just keep. Okay. I am going to keep my mouth shut because the MOS files ultimately also do contain a few, I want to say, personal and sensitive things. Because it is still a blanket scan of everything that's happening on the computer, right? So I see you guys speculating. I could give more information or more specifics, but in the idea or in the spirit of data privacy, I am going to, like I said, keep my mouth shut. So Blink right here is going to be droning, but Sub already flushing out the silver. Sorry for the temporary distraction for the beginning of the round here. So that was a lone roamer being taken off, and I gotta say, why is Capcom roaming? For example, Nayu, he's no longer a 3-speed since Buzz would have been a better suited roamer, and he doesn't need to roam, he needs to get the kills. He gets 1 but not 2, unfortunately, leaving us with a 4v3 situation. That wall being soft is a bit of an odd situation, as of course Zofia just opens it up, and now somebody will have to rotate to deny the attackers, or just to deny any blatant push from the attackers. I hear Sub is going to get absolutely murdered by Nayu. Nayu is going to be absolutely murdered by Sub, and he peeks, but of course there is Jackal. Jackal didn't know he was there. Sub, extremely low on health, is likely to fall right here as well. The real Wokes system. Bro, why? I mean, it's not as if the bot was gonna eventually just get tired of your stuff and just give up, right? That it's a bot. Sub is low on health, so he could feasibly be taken off the picture pretty easily, and then we could fairly, you know, possibly see a 1v1 situation. Hex has no idea whatsoever where his opponents are. Looking for one, not saying it. There is a King Blue, but nah, Sub was a King Blue was a distraction. Sub gets the kill. Arson Esports winning round number 2. Plus, I do believe the bot didn't exactly ban you for using swear words, because those were French words. You must have used Google Translate or something. I.e., the operator, the bot doesn't know what you said. It just banned you because of the caps lock. So once again, try not to do that, because yeah, it was like extra obvious at that point. Laundry room, Arson victory. So Surf Esports aren't going to get an early lead like they did last round, or last match, I say. Defense, of course, is always the easiest side, except maybe a few notable exceptions. But, you know, in the competitive map pool, the balanced map pool, if I can put it that way, it is fairly easy for the defense to win a few rounds, aka, or therefore by extension, Arson Esports denying this early advantage or this early momentum to Surf is looking pretty good if we were to compare and contrast with the previous maps. Spencer saying, or Spence, sorry, he saved the KD, commendable. He did save the KD in the very first round. One thing I want to point out is Surf could go for the extended hold, right, into bunkers, but they're not doing this. The wall, though still soft, is not being destroyed to open up a rotation hole, so I can only assume that it will eventually be reinforced. Either that or, you know, because I'm the trash can, has a shotgun, he would probably be opening up the rotation right now if it wasn't, you know, on their to-do list, which I therefore interpret it is not. Deployable shield coming here. Silver is playing with Maestro. Where are the Evil Eye cameras? Not a bunker. Oh yeah, he's opening up the rotation. Got it. There's likely like a camera here, but I can't figure out where it is for the life of me. So let's just stay in his POV for 20 seconds and see if he is going to use the evil eyes. Currently not, and the attackers are fumbling in. That is camera being destroyed. Barely not. There you go. But this time around, there's no roamer on the top floor, at least. I believe Nayu is on the first floor. No, I am just blatantly wrong. A Buzz is playing aggro, however. Oh, and that was a dangerous one tap that almost hit a Buzz's head. Still, right now, I don't see anybody like, actively contesting them as the push is actually coming from the bottom floor. Stalking and King Blue both getting a kill. Hex also getting one. So a few trades happening here and there. The initial push seems to be going well, fairly well if you were to look at the trade ratio for both teams. Reinforcing that well because of course it is now a liability once you've lost your smoke. And I believe Sub is trying to come down, but Hex is going to get a nice pick. 3v3 situation. And there you go. Of course, if you're not electrifying them, no, Bandit Arcade is not in a position right now. You're not going to get much done. And Deathgun is still looking for a Buzz. A Buzz has made some noise, and he's, you know, ever elusive. His capabilities of playing for time are pretty good, but sure, peeking red, heads down into danger. If he wins the firefight, I mean, congratulations, right? But at the end of the day, a roamer should play for time, and this aggressive playstyle that a Buzz is displaying right here isn't exactly coherent with his overarching goal. King Blue right here is going to be able to take a bit of health off of the silver, a lot of health off actually, but it's not enough, right? He is still alive, King Blue no longer is, and that causes a 1v3 situation. If somebody can pull it off, I mean, Jackal could be good, could be a good candidate. I mean, by virtue of his gadget, right? The utility is going to allow him to know where his opponents are in a world where nobody is there to drone him out, or to drone for him, should I say. But peeking heads down, that is a dangerous risk to take, a really dangerous risk to take. Luckily for him, he's not technically an OBJ, doesn't have diffuser, so it is a moot point, keeps on pushing, and the silver is going to pop his head off. It wasn't a headshot. He's going to make attacker pate by, or attacker Swiss cheese, by poking a few holes into him, if I can put it this way. And there we go for the replays. Spence Hammer. I hope this is not really his address, because that would be considered doxing, which is a technically illegal. So I'm just gonna delete the comments and not take any chances, because I mean, for real, doxing is no joke when somebody wants to hurt someone. And yeah. Let's just say that the legal ramification that you could be facing, assuming it's the real address, which once again I hope it's not, you don't want to face them, right? Yeah, so this was a laundry defense that Surf Esports managed to pick. So we're gonna be back up into the top floor. This composition is gonna be very similar to the previous one. The only update, I believe, is that, can we watch more Sub? Yeah, of course. I mean, Sub is top fragger alongside King Blue. I gotta say, on a personal note, I do believe I am a better caster and producer than observer. So like picking the POV of the next guy that's likely to get the kill is one of my weaknesses. Like somebody did destroy a window right here, so I thought Trashcan was going to try to go for a spawn peek, which he probably did, but that didn't yield any kind of results. So yeah, I'm going to be watching, yeah, Sub King Blue getting a few kills. Hex on defense is also pretty active. But right here, for example, Hex, if he breaches that window, there's a free kill waiting for him. Even, I believe a small slit of the barricade is even already destroyed.
Located by attackers.
Here, Blink is pushing in. Those batteries are going to get destroyed as soon as he finds the angle. How are they not destroying? What am I missing? I mean, of course, there are a few support beans, but that's like 3 mags at this point, and nothing is given in. Right here, Nayu is going to push him. No! That was a mistake! That was a blatant error! He didn't want to drop down the hatch the way he did! Oh no! But yeah, I mean, we're seeing it, and at the end of the day, right, Stocky with the grenade is just going to destroy that. And now King Blue is in the position to open up the wall. So, Sub is looking through the hatch. No kills are going to happen from that angle. Death Gun pushing in from his own side. Looks like Nayu is still a present roamer, but not playing too aggressive or anything like that, you know? Let's see. On the trash can, right here, holding on the top of attic. Who's gonna push him? Is it Stocky? It's gonna be King Blue. Yeah, King Blue is supported only by Blink. Blink is actually more trusting in his capabilities of pushing in and staying alive compared to his teammate Sub right here. Should have been watching him. He's gonna get a nice kill on Hex, and now the defense is gonna have to collapse in on itself, right? They're gonna have to shrink in like map control because they're losing their players. Blink is gonna get another kill on the trash can. Now you right here coming back on OBJ on the left, but no, he doesn't realize, leaving us with Maestro, last player alive. If somebody can do it, it's gotta be him, right? In a 1v4 situation, the 80 bullet mag is going to be a welcome addition, but diffuser being planted, outflanked from many different angles. That is gonna be a kill. Nicely done. His position is known. Double kill, looking for a third, but no. Stocky comes in from behind him. Arson Esports keeping the scores stubbornly tied. He didn't come in from behind. Oh, it was a firefight from face to face. It's for the Arson Esports Twitch clip comp. Let me clips. Let me get clips from Sub. I see. But I mean, if somebody was to be clipped, it would have been Maestro's like neat little double kill.
A bomb has been
Because
located.
that was like the only notable stand that we've seen this round. Let me just say that it was a Storms, Arson, and killing the enemy. Round's history has to be kept intact, you know. Was it just a double? No, it was a triple. It was just a double. Yeah, if he kept on firing, Stocky may have died there, but Stocky didn't, so who am I to judge?
A bomb has been located. Defenders, protect your bombs
So-
from being defused by attackers.
Let's keep an eye on what can happen at this point. It is round number 5, and Surf Esports can absolutely not get the upper hand on those defenses, right? They're not creating a gap between the two teams, which can then allow them to comfortably go into attack. And therefore, Arson may have a strong shot at winning this map. It remains to be seen. Anything is still possible. And I do say this always because both teams are seemingly on a fairly balanced out, equal footing. The defensive setup is similar, but ever evolving. The Silver, who was playing with Maestro to do a planting IL playstyle, or to play with planting IL playstyle, is going to be picking smoke this time around. And do notice that he's playing FMG9, not with the shotgun. So, you wanted to see Sub, you're going to get to see Sub. Hex here is seemingly attempting a spawn peek. Once again, not insisting too much, because if he did insist, Sub likely would have taken his head clean off. So I guess I can say luckily for him that didn't happen, or unluckily for Sub that kill didn't happen. Using the breaching torch hit again. But that is then Wamai just tossing another magnet. We could hear it just sticking to whichever surface it was. We don't see the attic, right? So it might very well be right above the bandit batteries. There is no IQ this time to just destroy them from underneath, and Buzz is still roaming right here. He is playing quite aggressive, and there you have it. Sub is gonna fall down. He doesn't finish the kill in the meantime. Oh, but finishing off the kill is gonna cost him his life. Should have gone for the natural cell. King Blue did manage to breach the top of the wall here in the meantime, and the Silver seemingly is the first line of defense, or even Hex. Hex and Smoke, right? Both of them are turning around to watch the angle, but the thing is, Sub also died. Oh yeah, Sub died earlier on. The overarching problem is that they don't really have the range to cover this line of sight. Like, especially the FMG9 is not especially good at longer ranges due to the nade. He has to fall back. This now creates an opening, a gapping wound. Well, a blatant opening in the defenses, right? Deathgun still probing the big window. The smoke canister is of course going to be a delay, but nothing more, which is going to be just long enough to allow that reinforcement to go up. And the smoke was a perfect distraction. Hex is going to get a kill. Now they're trying to flush Deathgun out because Deathgun, oh right here, he sees somebody, does not get that kill, but the distraction should allow King Blue to sneak up, right? They turn around. I thought Thermal was going to get that kill, but no, Deathgun now in a tough situation because that window was supposed to be a distraction, cut off rotations, that kind of stuff. It wasn't supposed to be the real push, but now that he's last alive, he doesn't have a choice to either rotate or make it work. Those are his only options, right? Hard left, there's somebody, he didn't realize that. Still to the right, there's always a defender, and there you have it. The silver is going to win a point for the blue team. Surf Esports winning round number 5. I mean, there's no way Jackal could have survived that, even with the smokes. If he was to toss in a smoke canister to cover his entrance, when you vault over a window, your movement is going to be exactly the same every single time, which is why it made his movement so predictable. Trying to go down and rush up white stairs would probably have had a better chance of success. I'm not saying it would have necessarily yielded better results, but simply due to the fact that you have to vault, this makes your movements so predictable that whenever you're in a disadvantaged situation, try to avoid having to vault over anything. It is rarely recommended, right? So yeah, this was once again a dorms, this time Surf 1 by killing the enemy. There we go, our round's history is up to date. So yeah, why do I still have the pointer? Like I'm moving stuff around in the game, but the pointer is still there. It's annoying as heck. Yeah, so bottom floor defense, last round before the role swap, it's their last chance at getting a 4-2 split, which would really make Surf Esports so much more secure and confident in their capabilities of winning. And you know, another kind of small trick I could give in that instance, the silver, whenever you're moving, the spread of your shotgun shot increases, right? So just like strafe left to right when creating those openings, and the shotgun, especially this one because it's quite weak, the shotgun is going to be so much more efficient simply because you're like jittering around, and you know, basic. It would be the in-game equivalent of shifting your weight from one foot to another. How this is going to affect how the shotgun shoots beats me, but there you go. And it looks like Twitch, Blink, and Stocky, and I also do see a Thermite joining right here, are going to be probing Hex. He of course gets one destroyed. It should create some amount of mental stress on him, but not enough to get him killed, especially if no one is pushing. So you guys wanted to see Sub. Sub is going to be entry fragging because he is the first line, the first offense right here. But it looks like they're unaware of Buzz's presence, assuming he doesn't blow this, which he very well could. Buzz would have like 3 easy kills because they're all not looking directly at him. Nobody's in the stairs, but he's not committing to anything. That could be problematic. And now he's died by Jackal, so the Arson Esports absolutely knows he's there. Prey fires, of course, would have yielded some results if anybody had was to come after him at that very moment. But what Stocky, they did manage to funnel in from that side. Oh no, the wall. Yeah, he is on bomb side. Okay, so Abuz has to get back on OBJ because in the meantime, yeah, Womai was the last one holding on to the bomb sites. Abuz in a 1v5 situation will never deny that plan, so he has to come back ASAP. But of course, he seems to expect the stairs to be held. So are they trying to go for a tactical timeout? I don't think it's worth it because, you know, they're going to be swapping roles. So whatever they can be analyzing on their opponents is going to be invalidated by the role swap in a few seconds at this point, no matter how this round plays out. So rotation it is. He will come down from the main stairs probably. A few defenders, a few attackers with now a defensive role are coming back up, so he's gonna have to know that his backside is gonna be exposed. But there you go, double kill, looking for a third, but that was just not to happen. There you go, Arson Esports winning round number 6. The scoreline thus is gonna be 3-3 for the role swap. This map may be one of the most ties we've seen out of this entire best of 3. So let's go with the replay. There we go. And yeah, basically all I gotta say is congratulations to Arson. They were able to like push from an angle, get an early advantage, and use that advantage to get even more kills, and it just snowballed out of control. Abuzz was able to get a double kill, but at the end of the day, it was not exactly enough now, was it? Yeah. So, my question to you all is, how are Arson going to defend that?
Attackers need to protect.
Because I feel them as being a bit more aggressive, and just a hair, right? But they are a tiny bit more aggressive than they were on the previous maps. So will we be seeing, you know, high mobility roam games, maybe even spawn peaks? I don't expect to see a spawn peak coming off of them, but I'm, you know, listing possibilities. This composition definitely does have a roamer. Sub is never going to just stay on OBJ with a vigil. And on the other side, I hardly see how Surf Esports is going to play like slow and methodical, because look at their composition as well. Like, they only have the one hard breacher, which is of course Maverick, but Maverick is hardly a hard breacher in and of himself. He usually like supports other hard breachers, as we've seen, right? So yeah, right here he's gonna be on the top floor. Surf Esports are spawning in, and Iana, Sledge, Jackal, and Ash can feasibly be entry fraggers. Abuzz is likely to like use the Gemini replicator to feed intel to somebody else, and like this somebody else is gonna quote-unquote refrag the Gemini as soon as they are on OBJ. But Sub right here has already been spotted out, I believe. Like, he is moving towards... No, they don't know he's there. That's 2 easy kills. That is 2 free kills, actually. He's just on their heels. Behind them, Neyu's gonna get one. That's a flare of kills. He's gonna have to move a bit faster. There you have one. Oh no, he shoots in the air, misses. But Sledge is not reacting to that. Abuzz, what were you doing? But still, Sub was too slow to execute. He had like 3 kills at some points and failed to make anything more than a single frag happen, which was sloppily executed on top of that, right? So 1v3 situation, diffuser being planted. I don't know how it's gonna turn out. Trash can is planting, and they know exactly who's going to be coming from, right? Nayu's holding the angle. Sub is in a really tough situation. The hatch is soft, but it doesn't have an impact nade. So he's going to have to drop down the stairs, and of course that makes for extremely predictable movements. But the angle wasn't being held, surprisingly enough. There is on the trash can right here, but he's just too slow. Sub is already on bomb side. Wrong bomb side as far as the diffuser goes. But there you have it. Now you thought his back was safe. Ash was right there. He didn't realize until it was too late. Surf Esports winning round number 7. Wow. Like, at some point you kind of want to see a proper clutch situation pan out. But this was not the one that was going to pass.
A bomb has been located.
There we go. So this was a laundry, surf, and guild update. There we go. Yeah. What can I say? Surf Esports were aggressive. They worked pretty well. Also, flurry of kills happening, right? So I suppose Arson Esports will have to step it up in the sense that, once again, I am going to isolate Sub's performances with Vigil. He was just too slow. He had 2 kills by the time Abuzz was on the Gemini replicator, and the server was right next to him. But unfortunately, his roam was, yeah, not timed correctly. Right there, he didn't realize Ash was on the red side. That could have been an easy flick, leaving us with the last one, Maverick, in a hypothetical 1v1 situation that unfortunately was not to be. So, I mean, it doesn't feel like it, but the end of the game is slowly but surely coming, or the game is slowly but surely coming to a close, right? It is already round 8, and I mean, Surf only need like 3 points, Arson 4. Okay, granted, they're only halfway there, but we're extremely tight, right? In 4 rounds, it's going to be an overtime situation, or either team is going to have a victory before we hit the OT, you know, 12-12, 6-6 point mark, right? So, Abuzz and basically everybody else is still using the very same composition, so I can reasonably suspect that they're going to be using the same play style to go with said composition. But this time, however, it does not work out too great. Stocky is going to get a first pick, and yeah, that is the Melusi with the MP5, right? Sub still roaming, but we saw last time that his positioning was suboptimal. Let's see if he's going to be able to be more pertinent this time around. It looks like there's going to be a push coming from, you know, small tower, but then again, I look at Nayu, and he is literally rubbing shoulders with big towers. So maybe, yeah, not just maybe, 2 attackers on both opposites of the map. It's going to be a 2-pronged attack. However, Sub right here is hotly contesting this as much as possible. I don't know if he realizes that the diffuser's there. Diffuser's likely to get picked back up. There you go. Right here, Sledge peeking in. That is going to be a nice kill for him. He does not exactly find a double. Simply put, nobody was there lining up, right? He was plenty aggressive and cautious enough that this kind of push had a reasonable chance of working out. But Buzz, though he turns around, though he watches everything, does not need to do that too much, right? After all, the G336 is going to go burr, and he's going to get a nice kill on King Blue. He could use an aid to get the kill right there. It likely will work. Yes, there you go. But he doesn't know that he's put him down. Of course, the players don't have the points on their screen, so he does not know that the threat has been actively neutralized, which is why he's going to be extremely cautious. But I believe he hears him crawling. Like, he was running a bit much, a bit aggressive. The threat is going to be Death Gun right here. Oh, Blink, rather. He heard him come in, but he didn't peek, and that probably was the right call to make in the sense that he was getting actively pre-fired. I mean, there's 1 minute remaining on the clock, okay? Still plenty of time in some regards, but at the same time, the attackers haven't really begun to mount a push on OBJ itself. Now you got a Buzz apparently, or seemingly, are still trying to flush out Blink. He's now backs against a hard wall, but the wall bangs are still happening and are still pretty insistent. He is caught. I mean, I don't see a way out of this alive for him. I don't see how he could survive that. There you go, he dies. So his point, or his objective, was just to play for time. That could be another kill with a frag grenade for a Buzz. Death Gun. Not gonna die there. But that could have been a nice distraction. Nayu is right there, but he's likely to know that. No, the pre-fire is still gonna work. And a double kill! Surf Esports winning that round. So yeah, they're absolutely keeping a lead now. Especially considering how tight this map has been. I didn't expect them to just start, you know, gobbling up rounds the way they are after the role swap, but there we are. This round was aggressive from Sub. It worked. How did he die? Oh yeah, the grenade, right. My short-term memory is seemingly awful. Yeah, Abuz was a really proficient player this round. He gets one, turns around, flushes one roamer out, is pretty useful in getting the other one Blink taken off the picture as well. And yeah, all around, it is a classic case of isolating defense, right? King Blue and White Stairs, Sub on the wall, small tower, Jaeger right here, that was Blink in the showers area. And you don't see it right now because of replays, but there's another bandwidth going on. What's happening? And even on OBJ, right? Stalky dies, and Nayu turns around. Death Gun was not exactly supporting his teammates. They were trying to set up a cross angle, but you know, numerical disadvantage is a bitch. So this is how we ended up having this kind of situation unfolding. And therefore, Arson really can't get a victory on defense. They tried dorms, they tried laundry. They're trying dorms again. No, they're trying laundry again. My bad. They're trying laundry again. And Sub is going to be the ever-present roamer. All around, if we were to look at their performances, you and the Buzz getting 9 and 10 kills, that's a lot. Sub also pretty proficient, right? He is on par with Buzz's performances, but it just drops down too quickly, right? And that's quite ironic because the bottom fragger, both teams confounded, is on the trash can, and he's on the winning team. So is he getting carried, or is like team play a factor? One way or another. King Blue trying something here. That's not gonna work out too great for him. Still, he tried. Who exactly was that? Respawning in kind. I want to say it was the trash can, but I mean, audio from outside through a window makes it quite hard to spot exactly which gun has been discharged. Though Sub, of course, has made his presence known, generally speaking, right? They know there's a roamer. What are they going to do to take him out? That's like the big question. The silver is pushing in right here. Has the wall been reinforced? No, it's still soft. If he plays entry frag, actually could work. There you go. Like, Thermite would hardly be considered an entry fragger, but if he doesn't need to hard breach a wall, might as well adopt that playstyle, am I right? And that's just a flurry of hits at this point. Sub failing with the roam. King Blue just taking Silver's head clean off, but that's not enough in and of itself, right? Because he is still going to be receiving a lot of pressure from the angle, generally speaking. From Freezer, caught between multiple angles. There was no way for him to survive to that. And Blink now has to come back down Freezer. That's going to be an extremely easy to counteract angle. There you go. Heavy pre-fires. Yeah, Abuz didn't get a single shot dealt to him, so he didn't feel anything, basically. And now diffuser has been planted. Blinded as he is. Blink is likely to recover from the flash without dying, but I mean, still, he doesn't realize that Abuz is prone, aiming at his level. I mean, the gun itself would hide Abuz from Blink's POV, right? I hardly see how he could pull off that clutch. Ergo, we are virtually guaranteed to be facing a 6-3 match point situation. Surf Esports almost guaranteed a victory at this point. Not just on the one map, on the one round, but the map as a whole, I mean. And there we go. And just as long as it took for me to explain that hypothetical, said hypothetical became a reality. Yeah, Pat Gaming asking for the clips compilation. I'm gonna have some bad news for you. It seems as if you have your team is having difficulties, or having difficulties getting kills or getting any kind of results going. So we're not really in a position to hope for good, Twitch hits. I'm sorry. I have to remain neutral, right? But it's always disheartening to see a team just losing round after round after round. We're talking about a 4-round lead or momentum at this point for esports, right? Correct. This was Laundry, Surf. They won 3 rounds back to back to back, and at this point the momentum is the win is absolutely blowing their way. It is going to be difficult for Arson to climb out of that hill. Because their back's against the wall. Winning 2 rounds, winning 3 rounds is not impossible, but the problem is, humans make mistakes. It is normal. But ideally speaking, you would want to be in a position where you can afford to make a mistake or 2 in the process of coming back. Right here, Surf having 6 points is going to give no room for error, no margin for error whatsoever to Arson, and that can be a death sentence. Let's underline King Blue's P90 real quick. I'm not sure what they're going to try to do. Stocky was close to a window, but no, it really is going to be King Blue who tries to spawn peek. He is watching an angle, but nobody is there. But hey, one silhouette. Is it a Buzz? No, that's Ash. And there you have it. Hex is going to get his head taken clean off. And that was a pretty clean spawn peek as far as I'm concerned. Right here, Blink could get wall banged. But he's going to play it. He's going to play it as safe as reasonably possible. Thus, now you will have to come in. Abuz might want to flank because Abuz's drone game is pretty good. I gotta say, it's been we've seen like really good drones once or twice that were never spotted by the defenders, and he always knew where the roamers were. That was amazing. So Stocky back on the basement floor. Blink tagged by Jackal. Can't do too much yet, so he's gonna have to rotate back down. But Stocky could switch up with him because Stocky is not tagged by Jackal. Nifty angles being held right here. Nayu is likely to peek cuts them to that. No, he's getting tagged, and that was a mistake. King Blue getting a nice kill, but wanting to keep on going. That was taking a risk as if the Nash was going to blow. He was dead. But is that going to be a 3rd kill? It is going to be a triple kill. Wait, Nayu, are you going to actually get the ace? Because Blink and Deathgun are the last alive. Deathgun turning Nayu's way. Taking a great risk. Is it going to be a quad kill? Is it going to be won by an ace? He's low on health now, but Blink is exactly where he was aiming at. That Jackal power is just so great as far as I can tell. Nayu is having a field day. Prone right there. Is it going to be an ace? It is going to be an ace! Nayu is going to put an end to that game with an ace. Congratulations! And Hex also saying ace you. Yeah, the two U's maybe a bit over the top. But yeah, that ace is a nice ending to the map. Definitely. So Nayu, congratulations. And yeah, 0.23. That's odd. That's weird. Zug saying 13% GG Surf. Zug, don't spoil. Please don't spoil. Let's go with the replays one last time. There we go. All right, GG's guys. Guys, please don't forget to turn in your MOS files. I want to see 10 MOS files at least in Gilded. You know, in the next few minutes. Even more if you did stop the recording and start another one for each map. And who Surf Esports? You guys want to do an interview since you want? Okay, they're not responding, so I don't know. I guess not. I'm just going to DM them, I guess. But yeah, that was an amazing match. That was clean, if I do say so myself. Let's just open up Gilded. Awesome. Appelle-moi sur Discord.
Get that in French?
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna translate that. Yep. Just call me on Gilded, please. So they're gonna conduct the interview in French. Your Surf Esports Academy being a French-Canadian team, and I'm just gonna translate for you guys. That is not a problem whatsoever. I'm just gonna come here and state, please upload your MOS to https://www.mediafire.com and paste the share link in this chat. Thank you. The first map has been won. Remind me of that real quick, map ban, please. Arson won 7-4. It's like crazy how the tables have turned. Am I getting called here? No, that's like just a private group chatting. 7-4. But then, oh, how the tables turned. 7-4 for Surf Esports, actually. There we go. And then 7-3. Wow. And is that going to archive the match? Nope, it didn't. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Give me a second. Let's see if a buzz. Was it a buzz or was it Zug? Let me DM him. Interview question mark and Alvine saying GG. Zagumufu, yeah. Calling ya. Or actually, you know what? Let's hang up here and call him from that computer since the audio levels are going to be a bit cleaner this way. Yeah, that sounds better, doesn't it? Yeah, might as well leave this. And you know what? Hey, Abuz! Pardon, est-ce que toi tu fais en anglais? Do you do in English or is French easier? Okay, d'ailleurs, j'ai l'impression que... So we're going to do this in French, right? And I'm going to translate for you guys. Yeah, also, Alvin, you want to see the bracket for next week? I'm going to do that. Don't worry. Abuz, j'ai l'impression que tu es comme sur un microphone de webcam ou quelque chose parce que la qualité du son est pas ce que j'entends d'habitude. Yeah, so it looks like his Gilded is like pulling on a webcam mic or something because that audio is not what we usually hear from him. Au pire, tu t'appelles sur Discord?
Ah ouais, ok.
Ok, je te rappelle tout de suite. Yeah, we're gonna conduct it on Discord. There we go. Should make things easier. Alvine, directly after the interview, we are gonna generate the bracket. Don't sweat it. Donc, Abaz, comment ça va?
Bien, et toi?
Ça va super bien, mais toi, j'imagine que tu as plus de raisons de filer vu que ben, tu viens de gagner un best of 3. Parlons-en d'ailleurs. La première map, là, vous l'avez perdu quand même 7-4, fait que ça devait être quand même un petit peu rough sur le moral. Vous arrivez avec des difficultés très, très, très évidentes, après tout 7-4. Là. Puis vous êtes capable d'inverser la tendance quasiment sur un claquement de doigts. Hein. Vous aviez un avantage impressionnant sur la première map dans la première moitié, puis après ça, dans la deuxième moitié, évidemment, ça s'est conservé. Et après ça, sur la troisième map, ben, le deuxième, vous l'avez gagné 7-4. La troisième, pardon, vous l'avez gagné 7-3. Donc, vos performances étaient encore meilleures. Comment vous avez fait pour inverser la tendance? Parce que le gun skill, j'avais l'impression au début que c'était vraiment Arson qui était capable de vous fraguer plus facilement que vous étiez capable de chercher les kills. Le gun skill ne change pas de map à l'autre, fait que c'était comme la stratégie ou l'approche vis-à-vis l'adversaire.
Non, sérieusement, on avait mon cousin comme ça parce on avait Neyo qui devait aller manger juste avant la game.
OK?
Puis t'as I Am Toashkan
Mhm.
qui a joint juste avant que la game commence. Donc, c'est sûr qu'avec mon cousin qui commence à jouer techniquement sur PC, ça n'a pas
Ok.
aidé vraiment, puis ça paraissait.
Okay. Okay, je vais traduire ça. So I'm going to translate this for you guys. So I asked him, you lost the first map pretty blatantly, right? I mean, 7-4, it was a bit of a crushing defeat. Not like 7-1, 7-2, but still pretty decently outgunned. How were you able to turn the tables in such a drastic way when jumping into the second map? And then into the third map, you even won by a bigger margin, 7-4 the second and 7-3 the third. And to that, he said basically they had to have a sub or a pickup for the first map because somebody had to eat dinner, so that person couldn't be there for the first map, and they brought him in for the second. Which, I mean, as long as the player is a part of the team, yeah, we may be in a bit of a gray zone, but both teams did it in the sense that Arson also had to swap players for the third map. I'm not gonna comment on it on a part of like the legality of it as far as the rulebook goes because it's a gray zone and both teams did it, so I'm not like going to interject there. And that seemingly was the single factor that helped them out the most, and that's how they managed to win. Fait que félicitations pour ça. Ma deuxième question pour vous serait votre playstyle. Votre playstyle a quand même un petit peu changé d'une map à l'autre. En attaque, surtout, là, vous sembliez beaucoup plus agressif sur Oregon. Tu sais, il y avait genre comme ça, la Hard Breacher, de temps en temps, là, on voyait juste Maverick. Fait que tu sais, vous voulez pas du tout jouer les ouvertures des murs, vous êtes juste, mettons, rushé dans Freezer, puis hey, ça marche. Mais c'est quand même un certain risque à prendre, right? Parce que des fusillades, ça peut aller d'un bord ou de l'autre. Alors que tu sais, si t'es lent et méthodique, tu peux essentiellement garantir le fait que Maverick ou genre Ace ou Thermite va réussir à ouvrir le mur renforcé. Fait que pourquoi vous avez pris ce style de jeu-là qui peut être très 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 risqué quand on y pense?
Premièrement, on était à peu près genre 4 fraggers
OK.
à soir. Donc, on avait 2 qui fraggaient principalement. Puis lui qui jouait Maverick, il voulait pas fragger à soir, donc il a dit de jouer Maverick. Puis
OK.
il est très bon en Maverick Twig.
Mhm. Moi, c'est Maverick qui a
C'était
fonctionné très
plus
bien.
simple. Une fois, les premières rondes, on a essayé en Freezer Push avec Zug, puis ça a plus ou moins bien marché. Ensuite, il y a Switch sur Thermite, puis moi j'ai continué à pusher Freezer, puis les autres en fait. Main Lantrister, puis Bob. Là. Puis Pillar Side. J'ai juste servi en distraction. Plus ou moins. Ben, je pense pas que ça marchait.
OK. Je vais traduire ça. So in English, back in English, I asked them regarding their playstyle because they did play risky in the sense that, especially on the third map on Oregon, we saw sometimes that they had like 4 entry fragger, right? If I was to cite them at the top of my head, we had Iana, Jackal, Ash, and Sledge, and the only more or less utility-based operator was the Hard Breacher Maverick. But the thing is, like, they were rushing blatantly. It was obvious. And the thing is, if you play with a slow yet methodical gameplay, you're basically guaranteed that Maverick and Ace together are going to manage to get the reinforced walls open, right? That's basically the idea of the quote-unquote, usual playstyle. But when you have a rushing game style, a firefight can really go both ways, right? If you're unlucky, the enemy is going to hit you in the head before you hit him in the head. Which is why rushing or playing frag heavy is an inherently risky play style. And yet they elected voluntarily to adopt, that strategy, which prompted the question, why? And to that, the response was basically 4 out of our 5 players, preferred play style. 4 out of our 5 players wanted to play rush, wanted to play entry fragger. So what did we do? We did just that. We rushed and everybody entry frag, everybody just killed and killed and killed. And it seemingly worked. The only player that wanted to not play aggressive, that didn't want to play fragging game, didn't want to play with the fragging play style, we put him on Maverick, or should I say put him on Maverick, right? Therefore, that Maverick, of course, wasn't fragging too much, but his Maverick works were pretty good, right? He, every single time, seemingly managed to open up the reinforced walls with the Maverick tricks, right? Open up the wall, the one hole, toss a nade, that's going to destroy the Jaeger ADS. Bandit batteries were barely present, so we're always talking, not Jaeger ADS, rather the Electric Claw, my bad. But still, destroy the Electric Claw, make the wall soft, rush in, and that worked every single time. So hey, there you have it. Ouais, vite comme ça. Il n'y a pas trop d'autres questions qui me viennent en tête. Puis aussi, avec le fait que, genre, je le traduis tout, ça prend du temps. Fait que je pense qu'on va arrêter ça là. À moins vraiment qu'il y ait une autre affaire évidente que j'ai oublié de te poser comme question. Mais en fait, je vais t'ouvrir avec une question ouverte ou générique. En tant que gagnant, tu es ici dans l'appel avec moi. Sur le coup, il y a 15 personnes dans le stream. Fait que si tu veux juste remercier ta maman ou dire aux gens de te follow sur Twitter, ce serait le temps de le faire.
J'ai pas vraiment de requête, mais je dis à tout le monde de passer une bonne soirée, de passer une bonne nuit, souhaiter santé durant la pandémie.
Parfait. Fait que je vais traduire ça. So that was an interesting response I just got. I told him, hey, I'm running out of questions. Translating also takes basically doubles the time. So we're going to have to not go for too many questions tonight. But as the winner, he's in a call with me, and I just gave him the platform, right? Is there anything you want to say? Do you want to thank your mom for the victory, for the support? Do you want to tell people to follow you on Twitter or anything? And he said, well, no, I don't have anything to shill. Don't have any special requests or messages. Just have an amazing rest of the night, and do stay safe with the COVID pandemic going on. So hey, Abaz, thank you very much for being here. Merci d'avoir été là. Bonne soirée à toi, puis on se reverra la semaine prochaine. Have an amazing rest of the night, and I'll see you next week. All right, salut Abaz.
Salut.
Bye-bye. And the one last thing that we're going to have to do is to seed the brackets for the next week. Let me just check right here. I'm receiving you guys' MOS files. That is amazing. I show them off stream or off screen because MOS does contain some sensitive information, which is why I don't want to show them to you too much or as much as necessary. If we go into that scene right here, oh yeah, don't look at my, you know what? After seeing these high-level players, I'm embarrassed. Yeah, I guess I can archive this, and now we can jump into round number 4. Start round number 4. And who's playing against who this week? Nasty Clown against Surf Esports Academy. Joyeux Luron against Freezing Frog. Those two teams, or those two matchups, are entirely French-Canadian. Actually, I just realized Arson Esports is the only English team in this entire group. So that's going to make for 3 French maps. 3 French casts or matchups. And real quick, so whenever there's... The odd numbers are by default played on Monday. So Surf Esports, by default, you play Monday. And 5 men's, by default, you play Monday. And the even numbers, by default, are playing Wednesday. So that means that Joyeux Laurent and Freezing... Nasty Clown, did I say Freezing Frog? No, I don't think I did. You're playing on Wednesday by default. And you're playing on Wednesday by default. And there you have it, guys. If you're wondering who's playing against who, yeah, I got to confirm that to start up. And there we go. Yeah, so, guys, I think this was the last of the questions you may have had. Have an amazing rest of the night. I can't yet tell you when we're going to see each other again because the matches have yet to be scheduled. But that is who's going to play against who next week. Till then, Stay safe. Like Abaz said, have an amazing rest of the night, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.
seconds left. Attackers activating diffuser.